live. Let's see. Throw my headphones on. I forgot to do that. Let's double check and make sure we're live. I think I worked out everything, so I believe we should be live. Let's just double check real quick. Okay, we're live on YouTube. Excellent. That's what I like to see, YouTube. I literally tore down everything with my streaming setup last night to rebuild everything. I literally rebuilt it from the ground up last night. Okay, and I'm live on Twitch. That's what I like to see. I don't know if anybody's on or if my chat's working, but on the offhand chance that my chat is not working, I know it's working on Twitch. I'm gonna pull up my YouTube and sorry, bear with me just a second, guys. And we'll get this going. It appears that everything's working. One person is watching on. It would be really helpful if they said something in chat. Oh, excellent. It is working. Excellent. Yeah, it was super fun. That was super fun. Deleting StreamerBot, deleting, what do you call it? OBS, deleting Streamer Deck, deleting all the things, right? Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, it was super fun deleting everything and then like rebuilding it. That was super fun, and all of those programs are super easy to use and user friendly and stuff because yeah, they're so awesome. No, I actually haven't been on there in forever. This is just a long-term world that I have started a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, I've been on Sons of Burgess in quite a while, Judd. I don't think anybody has. I think most of the people there have stopped playing, which is the problem of every server, every realm, everything. This is a 110, once it's completed, Ironform project that I've been kicking around the last few days. I don't know, I've probably been working on it about a week maybe. But I've been kind of streaming it the last couple of days. Oh yeah, much bigger. Much more bigger. I'm estimating the output of this will be somewhere around 25 to 28,000 ingots per hour. I mean, I guess I could show people the one from Sons of Birches if you want to see it. It's kind of like the granddaddy of all of these, where I was just like, let's just do the maximum. I wonder what I did with, I need to get all my supplies. See, like when I got frustrated last night and gave up on streaming, I went and just decided to gather supplies and that kind of thing, which is super helpful. But it is so boring for people to watch, so I didn't show it. Yeah, I understand that, like, a lot of this is just repetitive. It's just over and over and over and over the same thing. Man, having this set up where all the stream is together, right? Like it shows me your little pictures beside your name. I can ban people from chat. I can time out people. I will say, if you're not using StreamerBot, like if you stream and do things and you're not using StreamerBot, it is the absolute best once you get past the learning curve. And I'm still not there with the learning curve yet, but oh, Wait, I don't want to sleep. I want to move villagers. What am I doing with my life? Yeah, if you get a chance to look into StreamerBot, if you stream or do anything like that, that is 100% the way to go. Here's where we left off last night. Because like with StreamerBot, I can look at just my YouTube chat, right? I'll show you guys here in a minute. When it gets to be daytime, I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. When it gets to be daytime, I'll show you what the chat looks like for me. I know that's like boring streamer stuff and nobody cares about that. Y'all here to watch Iron Farms, but bruh, get in your bed, bruh. You're starting to see villagers take longer, and this would be 10 times the amount of time that it takes to link to beds if I was building this in the traditional way of completing each iron farm rather than stacking the villagers. I mean, when I built the last one, if I had, because I had like 22 villages, and I have that many down there right now, it would take like an hour and a half to move the villagers per village. So it was incredibly slow. Well, I can show people how I get the resources. I mean, during the daytime, there's really not much to be done. I went ahead and built all the rooms here. So I don't mind showing the world and stuff, things I've done. Yes, once I have each village set up, I'm going to breed all the villagers in place and then finish each iron farm. But it just makes more sense to do it this way because it's less lag intensive during the building process. I don't know why it took me so long to like figure this out. Like, don't be an idiot, you know, like to build it this way. But I just had like a brainstorm one day, and I thought, well, why am I finishing each iron farm before starting the next one? When really all I need to do is stack the villages, and I can breed them in place later. Okay. So the next ones will be right there. Let's go ahead and mark them. I don't remember who said this, but they gave me the bright idea. It might have been Dara, but to use lights to mark where the next village goes, so it's easier for me to see and to. What's up, B Silver B? I have them spaced apart far enough that shouldn't be an issue, Judd. Where they can't link to the other POI. It's really all about prep work and spacing and it's in practice and. That will mean that after that one, this one will be next. Yeah. When you breed a baby in a village, right? So like, let's say I breed I breed babies in this village, right? They're all in that village. Yeah, the world is on peaceful currently. Just because I didn't want to have to like torch spam everything. You gotta remember, this world's only like 3 weeks old. I mean, I have plenty of resources because I do a lot of mining, but I could torch spam it and put it on hard. It would be the same. It would be the same thing. Yeah, if I was on hard, this would all have to be torched up. 100%. Need more beds. Luckily, I have plenty of wood and plenty of wool. And I know it's nighttime and I can move those villagers and things, but I am gonna move these villagers right here. I'm gonna move them up so they can be staged. That way, if it gets close to be nighttime, I'm all ready to go. And I actually could stack them during the daytime, but it's such a pain to do. Maybe I should do one during the daytime just so y'all can see how it's done during the daytime. Is my voice too loud? Is Minecraft too loud? Is it Minecraft too quiet? Man, I wish I had one more monitor. Maybe I'll just get a new monitor. I don't know. So how this works is, for some of the people that haven't been here watching this, I breed my villagers back there and I bring them over 100 blocks to here. And this is where I start the stacking from. Now, so when I create a village here, those villagers back there are too far to be included in this village. It's all about knowing when you have and don't have a village, right? So if you have beds, then you have a village. Beds plus a single villager equal a village. Oh, I am. Oh, okay. I could probably go into Minecraft audio settings and fix that. Oh, now that you pointed out, I can hear it too. It's like tick 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 tick, right? That is a little annoying. Let's go in and see what we can do with that. Okay, music, sound, ambient environment. I wonder if it's players that I need to turn down. Oh yeah, that's it. That's what we need to turn down. Okay, excellent. So then I start the stack from here, right? So I create a village and then I walk it in. Okay. Now all the villagers are linked up properly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We watch for the green particles, and it's a little harder to do during the daytime. I don't think I can actually move them this far because of the limits of the leash here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so long as a villager is always linked to at least one bed, we maintain the village, and it doesn't matter. But we can do this during the daytime. I mean, it is possible to do. It's just not as visually easy for people to understand as it is during the nighttime. Because at nighttime, you can see the villagers in the bed. Good luck with the movie. All right, thanks, Jed. Thanks for stopping by. You can just call me B. All right, I will do that. I appreciate anybody just watching or anything else. It's I think it's pretty incredible. And like I said, this is not hard to do. It's just tedious to do. Like it takes a long time. Judd is a good dude. I know that dude from so many servers. Like I said, this is it will be so nice when I have this done and I can actually get back to like building things. I'm not sure what made me think to do something as dumb as this. Cause like I'm the only person here. What do I need 25,000 ingots an hour for, right? Yeah, I mean the only reason to do it like at nighttime you don't keep them in the boat obviously because they would de-link because they can pass by and not reach their POI. But during the daytime they don't want to. Oh no, my controller batteries are dying. And so, like, it's gonna make me fall off here. Oh, God, no. Okay, I am just going to break the leash when I get next to the villagers again. I don't know why it's doing dumbness. Oh my God, this is so bad. Okay, Jesus Christ. Like that was so scary to me. Like I didn't plan that. When my batteries and my controller die, the controller just keeps moving and like so like I grabbed the mouse, but like I didn't have a good place to set my controller down because I have my iPad set up here. I know these are like first world problems. by battery problems, right? Probably about, I don't know. I play a lot of Minecraft, so even though I don't necessarily stream all the time, I'm always using my controller for something, and I probably replace the batteries at least once a day, like swap them out. Now, I don't know if they link to this bed. I'm guessing they probably did. Yeah, they did. Okay, but you always want to verify, right? So like you know that happened, and then I'm like, I obviously wasn't able to pay enough attention to. But you don't want to assume things that you didn't see when you're doing this, because you're gonna have a bad time. I remember I was on Xbox and batteries would die. I still use a controller, but on PC it's plugged in. Yeah, I can use it like the cable, but I just choose not to. I prefer it to be wireless. And I just and people have told me I should just get the PlayStation controller. I just uh I just like the way the Xbox controller fits in my hand. And so you can verify it that he has green particles, or you can verify it on the bed. Either one, because it gets green particles on the bed or green particles on the villager. Oh man, we're about to be nighttime. This means we can just do it the regular way. Yeah, just go get in bed, guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There is this mouse made by Apple, right? And I normally applaud Apple for really good design choices and things. They have this mouse, and the charging port for it is on the very bottom of the mouse. Now, imagine being the engineer that thought that through, right? When the battery dies, you have to flip it over and let it charge. You can't just plug it in. I mean, that's like some absolutely genius stuff. I would never remember to charge a mouse, so I just have a wired mouse and wired keyboard. Even though I have considered getting a mechanical keyboard. Currently, couldn't even tell you. My mouse is a G something Hero, G52, G something Hero. And my keyboard is, man, don't get me to line. Go get in your bed, bro. It's not time. See that? It's not time, bro. It's I couldn't even tell you the name brand of it, but it's awful, and it's I don't know. I probably got it for, I don't even know how I got it. It's one of those things where just you don't know how something showed up, and it just is in your house. Like I probably got it for buying something. I don't know. The problem with mechanical keyboards, and here's my biggest gripe, right? Is that they don't have number pads. That's how I sign in. That's literally how I log into my computer is number pad. Because I type in the pin. I don't want to have to like search around for the. And they don't have F buttons, and they don't. Mechanical keyboards. Yeah, it's craziness. There's a guy on Broke Rock His name is Fonzie. And I think he's not doing very well right now. I think he's kind of sickly. He's in the hospital, but he's always trying to convince me to get a mechanical keyboard. So hopefully he gets out of the hospital and is starts doing a little better. I wouldn't even have mentioned it, but he mentioned it in the main chat. So hopefully he starts doing a little better. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9. What does it say there, right? Go get in your bed, bro. And some of these villagers will turn into nitwits, right? I mean, not this guy. This guy's not. But if you look down in some of these villages, they have nitwits down there. But I don't care because they'll still breed. Oh, I should have boxed you in before I broke your bed. Let's pick up all the torches. We'll move over to the other side. I mean, I haven't explored this world very much, so I don't know that there's a lot to show off. I was kind of waiting on that Pale Garden stuff to come out before I explored a lot, because I don't want to have to travel a million miles to go find that mess. What do y'all think about that? I mean, I've been loosely kind of following it. They are really pushing this armor trim stuff, right? There's this new stuff called resin blocks and resin drops or resin something or another. I don't remember what it's called, but the it can go on your armor trims and like help change those a little bit. I mean, they are all in on this armor trim stuff. And I've never used any of them. I've never used a single one. I wish there was a way for me to see how many people are watching. That would be kind of interesting for me. There probably is in StreamerBot because they can do so many things. And I want to set that up properly because you can start doing these like streamer rewards and things like that. Like so, like you watch so many minutes, you get so many points, and you can do things like I don't know, change my screen and do like you can trigger a lot of things, right? So I want to set it up so like if somebody joins or somebody follows or somebody subscribes or somebody whatever, right? It does all these things. I just need to watch some more videos and learn how to do that. Even though I'm not using it yet. I've never even gone and found any of those armor trims. Yeah, 110 villages total by the time it's done. 22 villages per level. I'm about 1.5 levels in probably. Nice. That's not bad for a Saturday night because I know a lot of people stream on Saturday nights, and so it's a very crowded market currently. I almost didn't stream because of that. I thought, man, like everybody in the world is streaming currently, and then I thought, well, I didn't stream last night, and then wanted to make sure my setup was working because I worked so hard on it last night. Also, I have a pretty small channel, so I'm realistic about things. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah, I know a lot of people are really excited about the armor trims, but people should know if they play with me that I I can't see their armor. So here is my little resource area, right? So when my crops are grown, I harvest them, turn them into hay bales. Later, I'll turn them into bread so I can breed villagers. That obviously all goes here. I have a little bit of lava farm because I bought some 20 dripstone from one of those wandering traders that comes around here. I have a Semtic wool farm. I have a iron farm where I compost the poppies. I save the string. I trade. I buy tools and armor from these guys. I sell the wool to those guys, and these guys I haven't done anything with. There used to be 2 villagers right here, but now they're the breeding pair up there. There were 22 villagers here, so I didn't sacrifice anything. It goes 7 along that wall, 7 along this wall, and there were 8 along that wall, but now there's only 6, so 20 total villagers currently. I think I saw one of those wandering traders over here a second ago. There he is. They are quite good at buying random stuff, so you don't have to go find it. I think I will buy those from you. Good to buy the trees and stuff, so you don't have to go explore like really far off places. Yeah, even when I play in like multiplayer and stuff, people should know I don't see their armor. I have an invisible armor pack that I almost always play with. So they're wasting their time. It's because, and I don't have it on currently, but when you show up in groups, everyone looks like this, right? You got like, 4 or 5 players and they all look exactly the same. So I just learned to play with a invisible armor pack. I don't have it on currently, but because I'm the only player in this world. But you get my idea that when I do play with multiple people, that I just play with invisible armor. Notice that I don't have any acacia. I've had several chances to buy acacia, and I will never. Imagine paying money for acacia. Gross. Top up my lava here. I can't tell what that emoji is. Hang on, let me click on it. See what it says. Oh, it shows you on Twitch. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it differentiates people from being on Twitch. Yeah, I'm not a big wood guy in this game. I've actually been kind of kicking around a resource pack that I've been custom drawing, and it's loosely kind of based on the old 4J Studios texture packs that were the plastic pack and the cartoon pack. It's just a real solid color, plain, just like colors like that where everything is very blocky and flat. I don't like textures that are real busy. So maybe I'll be able to put that out sometime. I don't know. It's taking me forever because I'm so slow. How's the iron farm going? It's going great, actually. It's just daytime, and it's hard to move villagers in the daytime, so I'm just gonna show people where I've been mining and stuff. I built these long bridges to get away from my island. I'm gonna come back at some point and probably like make them a lot fancier and stuff, but I've only been in this world like 2 weeks, so I've been flattening this area over here. I don't know what I'm gonna build over here. Maybe some kind of speedy horse ranch. I do. This is very temporary. Don't. This is all disgusting. Don't look at it. Just ignore all that. But this is where I killed mine. You can see I've really flattened it out over there a little bit. And now I'm taking this down. This used to go like way up. This is where all the stone comes from in my areas. I just find me a little hill and mine it down flat. So this is where it all comes from. So this is what I do in the evenings when I don't want to, when I just want to turn my brain off and I just want to like mine and stuff. I got a lot of redstone and like there's an abandoned mine shaft down here. I got a lot of cool stuff out of here. So way down in there is an abandoned mine shaft. And that's really about all I know about this world. See the abandoned mine shaft right there? I got a lot of good stuff out of there. But yeah, that's what I do in my spare time is I just flatten this world. I quit hauling the dirt. I'm like such a hoarder in this game. Who needs all that dirt, right? I just been leaving the dirt there and hauling the stone back because I have uses for the stone. But I think I'm going to at some point build a horse ranch over here, maybe. Kind of like the area. I'm going to build a much fancier bridge. Maybe out of iron. Maybe I'll make it out of iron blocks. That would be kind of cool, right? Maybe like a really cool suspension bridge or something. I don't know. There are what do you call them? Ocean monuments like everywhere. There's like 3 or 4 just like within this little area I've explored. I haven't gone. What is that? I don't think I knew that was there. At first I thought that was something on my screen. I think I turned my view distance up the other day because somebody was asking me about it. I don't have a bridge going out that way, so I don't guess I ever noticed. Interesting. Yeah, that's the world currently in a nutshell. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. If you're talking about that, that's the Ironhorn build we're working on. What that is, I don't know. UFO? I don't normally play with my view distance up this high. At first I thought it was something on the screen, but it's not. It's blocks or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to go breed some villagers before we get to be nighttime and get caught out, right? But yeah, that's my Simtic wool farm. You can dye the sheep and make wool whatever color you want. At some point, I hope it not to be all iron all the time. I hope to actually do... I mean, maybe we'll go over there and look at it during the next day. But we got to prepare for our nighttime because look at the time, right? You think it's a shipwreck way up in the sky? I don't know what it is. I actually haven't been that way. I have built a bridge that way, and I built a bridge that way, but I haven't built one the direction that those floating blocks are. And I was only really playing about 20 to 32 blocks of sim distance. I mean, not sim distance, render distance. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, we're probably not gonna be in time to breed villagers. We don't have any set up, do we? No, we don't. I'm bad at this. I'm very inefficient. Quick question: as you're a technical person, would you consider yourself an engineer of the game? I like to think that I'm an artist. I don't even really consider myself that technical of a player, right? I got into a lot of this stuff because, oh, that's disappointing. Because so much of what I would watch on like YouTube and stuff it was just absolute nonsense. Like it didn't work. So I got into it and kind of figured out how it worked, and then I thought, well, I should help other people and share what I know about it. But I don't know that I consider myself a tech person necessarily. I certainly don't necessarily belong in the tech community. I think it's probably like stone or dirt or something. Man, I wonder what my render distance is at currently. Oh, that's why we can see it. Okay. Yeah, I turned it up the other day because somebody was asking about it, and I never normally play that high. I found a shipwreck one time on a world, and the ship was perfectly fine. It was floating in the water. It wasn't like sunk or broken or anything. It was a perfect ship. Nothing was wrong with it. It was right on top of the ocean, like somebody had just gotten out of it. And it's the only time I've ever seen that. Um, I guess I'm an expert at villagers and villages and iron farms and stuff. I just because I couldn't get a straight answer right. I couldn't get a straight answer on Discord, and I certainly couldn't get a straight answer on Reddit uh, about how they worked and things I built on YouTube. I'd build them and yeah, they would work, but they didn't work as well as the person said they did. I mean, and there's still a lot of that going on. So I just was like, well, I'm just gonna do this myself, right? I don't care how long it takes. I don't care. And, and in the early days of doing these things, I would literally just throw things at the wall. I would do ridiculous things like just put like a bunch of beds and a bunch of villagers in an area and see what happened. I mean, I was building things like 900 villagers just to see what would happen. And this is before there were like external tools and before code digging and before any of that, right? And we just kind of had to like bash our way through it and figure it out. Nowadays, it's so, I mean, so much of the code digging is just done for everybody, and it's just, they don't have to test or do any of the things we used to do. I don't know if it's better or worse, or it's just different, I guess, is the. I'm gonna go breed another set of villagers just so we don't get caught out again. The problem was, right, so like trying to set the record straight, right? I've always tried to do that a little bit, but it's kind of like fighting the ocean with a bucket, right? You can always preach to the choir, you know. You can preach to people who already know that you know what you're talking about, but it's so hard to convert people, right? So like if people already believe something, and you see this in every aspect of your life, right? Doesn't matter if it's religion or politics or Minecraft or whatever, right? So like people believe what they believe, and you can explain things to people that already have an understanding, but convincing people who believe it already believe a certain thing. Yeah, I mean, like, well, they can't, right? So, like, the thing is that I usually provide proof of what I say. If I say it, I usually provide proof of it, either a video proof or a picture or like something, right? Rarely do I just say things just to say them. If somebody can disprove things I say, then great. I would love to take a look at it. Like, part of me wants to get back into making videos, right? Like tech videos and things, but part of me just says it's more trouble than it's worth. Well, I appreciate you saying that. That's now, I used to not do a lot of stacked iron farm videos and things like that because I wasn't sure people were ready for them. I've if you go back and look at a lot of my early videos, a lot of them are just like crazy over the top ridiculous stacked iron farms, and then I quit doing them because so many people would try to build them and then not be able to build them, and then it was just I didn't want to frustrate people, but I'm just gonna do ridiculous things now. That's that's what people want to see. People don't want to see you build a solid little tiny iron farm. Nobody wants to see that. People want to see ridiculous things. People want to be like, oh, well, what will set my phone on fire? Okay, well, let's see that. Yeah, that's what people want. It's they want the maximum that can be done, even if it melts their phone. They don't want to hear that they're playing on an Android from 6 years ago. They don't want to hear that. They want whatever the maximum amount is at all times. Yeah, I should not have you playing at 50 chunk render distance. That's ridiculous. Just because I can play at 50 chunks render distance doesn't mean I should. Also, if you here's the thing, right? So like, let's say you do play on a realm or you do play on a server, right? If you have your render distance set higher than the server can is set at, you will actually be causing lag to yourself and other players. So if you're on a realm, you need to turn your render distance down to 25 chunks or less. Because I think that's what it was raised to recently, right? 25 chunks of render distance. I would put a laptop that's 10 years old. I would put it up against a non-flagship Android phone right now. I would bet on the laptop every time in almost every circumstance. I have an iPhone 11, right? And I know that's terribly old, and but like I don't feel like phones have gotten significantly better that I need an upgrade. I'm not like, oh my god, I got to get that new iPhone because it does AI or whatever mess. The phone is essentially the same, right? like they tell me that the processor a little faster. It's a little this. It's a little that. You know. And like if I guess if I was an Instagram model, I would care about that, but I'm not, so I don't. And I don't. I can't justify buying a $1,500 phone when mine currently still works. Like if it stops charging or something, I'll buy a new phone. But and I won't even buy a new one. I'll buy like an iPhone 14 or 15 or something. So I'm not saying run out and buy the newest iPhone or Android or whatever. You don't got to do that. Play with what you got. I'm not trying to shame people for having Android phones, even though studies do show that people who have Androids have less sex. Just saying. So use those studies for what you will. I still have an iPhone 7 and I love it. Only thing is my storage is full in the screen. The screen. No, I'm not going to get anyone. I need exactly right. No, the newest iPhone chips without anything they were talking about, no AI or anything. Yeah, I haven't really followed it. Like I know they were talking about it had AI or something, or was going to. I think AI is stupid. It's the new crypto, right? AI is the new crypto. It's self-defeating because you can't trust if you're a company, you can't trust the results from AI. So you have to have a person review it. Well, what's the point of having AI if a person has to look it over? I mean, there are already lawyers that have been trying to use it and stuff and have gotten like disbarred and stuff from using AI to file briefs and stuff. I'm just like, what a bonehead move. I really dislike AI as customer service. I'll give an example just from last night. I was using Elgato, right? Like Streamer Deck. And I was trying to figure out how to download the OBS plugin for Streamer Deck. And in like that little AI chatbot, and I was like, okay, well, it can just give me the link to straight download it. And it didn't. It just pointed me right at the FAQ. Like that's so dumb. And then it was like, radar service. I was like 0 out of 10. If I went to a restaurant and they had an AI order taker, I would just leave. AI uses so much electricity that companies like Google and Microsoft are reactivating deactivated nuclear power plants to supply enough electricity for their needs. That's how ridiculous it is. Which was the downfall of crypto, right? That it costs more electricity than you could generate in money, right? Crypto defeated itself because it's an ever expanding algorithm that requires more and more computer power, which requires more and more electricity to solve the puzzles, like solve the algorithm. And it didn't increase in value faster than the electricity usage. I mean, that's why China banned crypto, because it was crippling their country through electrical usage. Not to mention, a lot of states, including mine, it was illegal because it's an unregistered securities, right? Securities meaning like stocks or whatever. I mean, that doesn't mean you couldn't do it, but that just means it was illegal to buy and sell crypto in the state of Texas. And And while I normally think Ken Paxton is a criminal, he's kind of right on the whole crypto thing. But I think he's a criminal. I mean, I know he's a criminal. Did I go to school for computer science or engineering? No, I didn't. I went to a little bit of community college and then I got a job. And I've worked a lot of different jobs. I have I have what stupid people like to call street smarts. So I'm a stupid person that pretends I'm smart. Man, I got a little bit of cough this today. I shouldn't have eaten ice cream. Ice cream gives you booger problems. I should have known better. So like if you have a slight cold or anything like that, you shouldn't eat ice cream or dairy of any kind because it causes you to produce excessive phlegm. In case you didn't know that. Some people know. I mean, most people, I guess, probably. But there's something they put in cookies and cream, like crack or something. I don't know what they put in it, but it's just super delicious. It was bluebell, so it's probably listeria, whatever that is, and it's super delicious. Man, quit running at me. You're gonna make me push you off, dude. What's wrong with you? If you are doing this and you're not experienced doing it, I recommend that you build 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You build little guardrails, right? Like a little too high wall on each side so your villagers can't fall off. But I just never do. I'm so lazy about it. And they do occasionally fall off, and you have to go down there and kill them. I'm going to a technical college to be a ME, like a medical examiner. Is that right? Medical examiner? Is that what that stands for? Mechanical engineer? Oh, mechanical engineer. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. You just asked if I went to school to be engineering. So yeah, it would make a lot more sense that did he fall off? Oh no, he didn't. Okay, good. In programming, they tried AI. It took 3 days for humans to code AI could do in 1 day. Yeah, that's the thing. Like AI can write code super fast. I mean, like ridiculously fast, right? Like what it would take a human to do in like a couple of days, AI could do in like 10 minutes. And then the problem is that it doesn't integrate with their code and it takes like 2 weeks to debug exactly what you said. It doesn't integrate with the other code because the other code was written by a person and this is written by AI. And like it takes twice as long. It just does. Here's the thing. Companies wouldn't have to advertise AI every 30 seconds in your face if it was so great. Listen, there are no ads for cocaine. There are no ads for things people want. Things you want, you don't have to advertise because people already know about them. Not that you should do cocaine. Don't do cocaine. Don't do drugs. Drugs don't need advertising, is what I'm saying. Because people want them already. People don't want AI. That's why you see an ad for it every 30 seconds. Because these companies have spent billions of dollars building out this AI stuff that nobody wanted, that nobody asked for. And now they have to like convince you to want it. Like it's aluminum foil or something. Did you know that? That aluminum foil nobody wanted originally? Think about that. A product that's in your house right now, aluminum foil. The Reynolds Aluminum Company was making aluminum sheets and foil and things like that for the war manufacturing. And then after the war, they were like, what are we going to do with all this aluminum? So they convinced housewives that they needed it. They were sold on it. We'll go here. We'll go here. Now, let's see. Where do we go? Yeah, AI is the new aluminum foil. It's something you don't want. It's something you don't need. It's something that you didn't ask for. But they're going to force it on you. So we'll do the outside ones. We'll do this one over here first. Yeah, something you don't want, something you don't need, something just that they have it. They've spent billions of dollars on it, and now they need you to buy it so they don't lose all their money. Isn't that interesting? You didn't ask for AI. I didn't ask for AI. They're like, your phone's gonna have it now. Okay. I still don't want it. Yeah, they are pushing this AI in a way that is crazy ridiculous, and like no one wants it. Every industry is against it, right? So like actors and artists and authors and every pursuit that is art based is against it, right? So and coders are against it, and just I mean like it's going to ruin the stock market. It's going to lawyers are trying to use it and getting disbarred because it spits out gibberish nonsense. It makes up facts that never existed. It cites cases that don't exist. The problem is that you use an AI, right? So like ChatGPT or whatever. Well, you have no idea what kind of data that bot was trained on. So you don't know how it gets to the answer. It's a problem in so many of them, right? So like they you know, especially early on, they would release these chatbots, and then like 2 days later, they would have to take the chatbot down because it would just be spouting racist nonsense. So it's like a black box problem. You see the data going in, you see the output, but you don't understand necessarily because you can't consume data on that level. So you don't understand necessarily how that it took all that data in and how it reached its conclusion. It doesn't have to show its math work. You know what I'm saying? Like in school, how the teacher was always like, show your math, show your work. Well, AI doesn't do that. It doesn't show you how it got to the answer it got to. It says, yeah, we searched the internet and that's what we decided. How many beds do I have on me? It looks like 3. Yeah, I do need to make some more beds. But I'm gonna go breed some more villagers here in just a second, anyways. I'm just moving these guys out so I can go breed some more. Yeah, but that's the problem with AI is that you don't know, you can't trust its results because you don't know how it got to the results. Any good scientist would need to, it would need to be peer reviewed, right? So like multiple people would need to to do the experiment, multiple people would need to explain how they got the result, but AI doesn't need to do that. It just says, yep, that's how it works. And you just have to trust it because reasons. And it's not always wrong, but there's a lot of six-fingered photos out there that says it is wrong. I always love those when people start posting those pictures, and I'm like, well, that person has 2 thumbs and that person has 6 fingers, so I don't know how accurate that picture is. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, I feel like that might be a little bit of Photoshop, that's all I'm saying. With those 6 fingers. And as a self described artist, I'm automatically against AI. Even though I never share anything I draw or do anything like that. Even though I maybe I should, but I never do. It's like it's almost too personal, right? So like if people hated it, I would just be like, it would just be like the worst thing in the world. Some 6 fingers is normal, so someone without an extra finger is considered special. Yeah, that might be a thing in certain regions, certain countries, but that's not a statistical normal average fingers to have. So when you see pictures that were, let's say there's 4 people in the picture, and one of them has 6 fingers and the other one has 4, and one of them has 2 thumbs and things like that, that's statistically that's not very likely that all those people would be together in the same photo. Yeah, 100% that is a thing that happens in certain places due to genetic factors. But typically it's very small communities, right? So like you have a lot of inbreeding and things like that. And inbreeding is very common in certain things, like the British royal family. What was that? Sorry, somebody messaged me on Discord. Oh, they didn't want nothing. Anyways, sorry. Normally I don't even have Discord open. But I learned my lesson last night about how not having Discord open. Hospital warden. No, like in certain smaller communities, right? So like where there's a lot of inbreeding and things like that. Those kind of genetic abnormalities appear. And so like in like the Egyptian royalty, the British royalty, there's a lot of inbreeding and things where cousins marry cousins and that kind of thing, where the genetic pool is very small. Now that's not a thing in necessarily in modern British royalty, but in previous royalty, it wasn't uncommon for like monarchs to marry their first cousins or even their sisters or their things like that. So you would start seeing like genetic abnormalities where people would have 6 toes and big giant ears and weird things like that that the general population doesn't have. Yeah, polydactyl, that's what it's called. Yeah. Amongst all the, I was doing this is an unrelated story, but I was doing a little bit of research about the Swedish king, and he is like cousins with Queen Elizabeth, the former queen, and so like all these European royals are all related. They're all because it was so common for this king to marry his daughter to this prince from this other royal, and like it's such like they're such inbred hillbillies. Yeah, exactly right. Some African tribes. That's exactly right because they're a small closed community. They don't. Oh, I shouldn't have brought these guys here. What am I doing with my life? It's a very closed off community because only people from that community marry other people from that community, right? They only have children with that community. They don't have a large genetic pool to draw from. So yeah, that kind of thing actually does happen a lot in those kind of things. Yeah, it was very common for European royalty to marry their children off as political alliances, and so a lot of these royal families are very inbred. Obviously we don't do that. Obviously, like Queen Elizabeth wasn't marrying off Charles to whoever to form a political alliance to do these things, but that did happen. Like it was very common. 100%. Like 100%. It was very not good. Bro, we need to move, villagers. We don't get time to mess around. It's already night time. That's close enough. Okay, let's get a move on. Let's get to stacking these villages. What's up, Conan Blue? Conan is a super good dude. He's a broke rocker guy. I know. Some of you may know who he is. Super awesome guy. What you been up to, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For people who don't know, the 5.0 in Kona's name stands for the Mustang. He drives a Mustang, I believe. If I remember correctly. That's right? Working life. Yeah, I understand that, man. I'm just out here moving villagers. Oh, now done put Conan on the spot, telling everybody about his car. I think that's right. I think I remember him saying that once, right? Yeah, that's what I thought, right? Yeah. 2012 GT Mustang. Yeah, that's what I thought. What's up, Jed? Oh, man, I haven't seen you in a while. I mean, I've seen you on Discord and stuff, but that's... You know what I'm saying. Speaking of people, I think Jed got his driver's license not too long ago. Not that he can use it because he lives in New York, but all that's public information. You can just find it on my Discord, and I'll be outing people publicly. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching it anyways. Yeah, I can't imagine owning a car in New York. I've never actually been. So the I wouldn't mind visiting New York. I think it'd be a cool place to visit because it's so different from what I'm used to. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Has it been a year already? Man, yeah. You haven't been to an OG stream in a while because I haven't been doing them. I just started doing them a couple of days ago. That's why you haven't been to an OG stream in a while because I quit doing them. I've been trying to stream. I've almost every night for the last, I don't know, 3 4 nights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got really sick earlier this year, and I didn't think I was gonna make it. Just I was like, and I have really made content probably well over a year. Nothing steadily, anyways. Video or two here and there. Just I mean, tickets just comes if you park on the street, your car gets linked up. If you park in your driveway, you get booked in. Yeah, I could see that being a total thing. I heard it's really expensive to have like parking space for it. I guess that would depend on if, like you said, you had a house that you have a driveway in. But if you don't, like let's say you live in an apartment and you don't have a dedicated parking spot, that it would it can be quite expensive to have a parking spot. That's just things I read about. You know, I used to have internet like that. That was real just hit and miss. Shout out to Zito Media for installing fiber finally. We have real internet finally. I quit having McDonald's Wi-Fi, and so yeah, it's oh, bro, what are you doing with your life? Y'all see that? Y'all see that guy just run off the side? Sorry, bud. Your homie killed you. There's nothing to do at this point except for kill these guys. Did he go here or did he fall in the water? There you are. Yeah, there's nothing to do about that except for kill him and start over. One of the things I'm most jealous about versus like say like New York or somewhere like that is that they have so much public transportation. I live in I wouldn't call it a rural area because I live in town, but it's a smaller town. It's less than 10,000 people, so it's a smaller town, and we have no public transportation. Like there are no taxis, there's no buses, there's no trains, there's no. If you want to go there and you don't have a car, well, guess what? You're gonna have to walk, and everything is miles and miles apart. That little misfortune with the villagers there that sometimes happens. That is the absolute truth right there. That jobs don't pay enough to keep up with what things cost, like gas and insurance and maintenance. And when I was a youngster, when I was a young man learning how to drive, cars had 13 and 14-inch wheels, right? So the tires, you could buy a whole set of tires for like $100, right? I don't want to. Oh, thank you, Super Llama. I appreciate that. The welcome to the chat. Cars were very inexpensive. You could buy a car for $500. You could buy a set of tires for like $100, things like that. And the federal minimum wage was like something like $5.25 or something. Well, it has barely increased. The federal minimum wage is like $7.25, $7.50, something like that. So people's wages haven't gone up, and the cost of everything has gone up. Now cars, you can't even hardly find a car that doesn't have 16, 17, inch wheels on it. And tires are ridiculous. You can spend, $1,000 on a set of tires. But yeah, I lived in California for 3 years. Their public transportation is a joke, even compared to New Jersey. Yeah, New York and New Jersey have some of the best for U.S., right? Like if you only compare it to other U.S. places, some of the best public transportation systems in the whole country. Now, if you start comparing it to like other places like Tokyo and places like that, then hey, let's just be realistic here. That the U.S. public transportation system is hot garbage set on fire compared to a lot of other places. And but yeah, I'm very jealous of the public transportation options that like New York has. Gas was cheaper, insurance was cheaper, everything was cheaper. When I first started learning how to drive, you didn't even have to have insurance. That wasn't a law until like several years into my driving career. I mean, you should have had insurance, but it wasn't a law saying you had to have it. And yeah, and cars are ridiculous. Just the price of a used car is ridiculous. Like I said, you could buy a lot of these cars for like $500. And there's two reasons for the reason that cars are so, like used cars are so ridiculous, right? There was this program, and I don't remember what president it was under. It was either Bush or Obama, and I don't remember which one, but it was called Cash for Clunkers, right? So if you brought in a car, they would give you like $2,000 for it, right? So like, it didn't matter what kind of car it was. It didn't matter like if it ran good or not. It just had to run, and it just had to be titled in your name. So you could bring in any car you wanted to, and they would give you like $2,000 for it. It was called Cash for Clunkers, right? And you just had to bring it into a dealer. They would give you $2,000 for it. And the dealer got this chemical that you pour it in the engine that like blows the engine up, right? So then they just take this car and go crush it somewhere. And it was meant to do two things. American cars at the time weren't selling very well. So it was designed to help people buy new cars to prop up the auto industry. And it was also meant to help cars get better gas mileage, because a lot of these cars on the road were 10, 15, 20 years old, and gas mileage had improved so much more. Last year, California minimum wage was 15 to 16. Yeah, but that's California and not the federal minimum wage. Yeah, I don't know what the California minimum wage is. Yeah, it's something, but it's the federal minimum wage is like $7 and something. It's super low. Ooh, string, nice. Yeah, it's ridiculously low. Like no American could live on $7.25 or $7.50 or whatever it is now. I'd have to look it up, but $33 an hour. Yeah, that sounds about right. But like the least amount that they can pay you federally is $7.50 or whatever it is per hour. That's the very minimum that you can get paid. Let me look it up. Do 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 do. You guys can just watch me look it up. I can do that like that. Let's see. Federal. Sorry, it's hard for me to type with my Stream Deck in the way. Federal minimum. Also, I'm bad at typing. $7.25 per hour. That is the least amount you can legally get paid per hour, according to the federal government. Now, some states have different, right? Yeah. Which world is this? Yeah, this is a brand new world that I started a couple weeks ago, and I'm just building a giant iron farm. I haven't explored very much of it because I'm kind of waiting on the new Pale Garden thing to be added, and then I might open this up, or I might just make it available for download once I get this iron farm finished. I might turn it into a server. I don't know. Servers end up. Here's how every server ends up, right? People get really excited to play at the first, right? And you have like 20 players playing, and then it just slowly tapers off over the next 6 months, and then you have about 3 to 5 people playing, and then after about a year, it's like 1 or 2 playing per month. Not even every day. They don't even play every week, and every server just kind of tapers off, right? Everybody gets really excited at the beginning. Yeah, this is a brand new world. I've had it for about 2 weeks. I'm building a giant iron farm, and I have this little island right here, and I've barely explored any of it. Just this kind of ocean area right here is the only thing I've explored. I haven't been to the Nether. I haven't been anywhere. But I'm going to knock this out. Oh, I need to go pick those beds up. Okay. I forget what I was talking about. Oh, federal income tax wage, yeah. But like, if you got paid $7.25, right? In most places, you are below the poverty line, 100%. You as an adult couldn't survive on $7.25. Yeah, every server. And like, people are always like, nobody wants to work. Well, people can't afford to work for $7, right? They can't afford car insurance. They can't afford a car. They can't afford gas. They can't afford to come to your job that pays $7 an hour. They just can't afford to work. That is a pretty good average. 4 out of 18. That's a pretty good average of people who are semi-active. That's actually an interesting thought, right? So like building the farms you're good at, right? So when I play on servers, when I play on with other people, I tend to build the same farms over and over and over, right? But I thought this would be a really interesting exercise, is that I would just build all the farms. Things that I don't normally build, things like Froglight farms, things like shulker farms, things like that. I don't normally get to build those things because other people build them. Because people are always clamoring for trades, people are always clamoring for iron. They want me to build an iron farm, so I always do that, and then all the other farms get built. Yeah, I mean, the cost of living, right? So like when people talk about this wage or that wage, right? There's what's called like what you actually get paid, and then there's like the true wages, right? Like what you can afford to buy with your wages. And this isn't like a political thing, because it doesn't really matter who the president is as far as this kind of thing, because inflation isn't really controlled by the president. It's controlled through like the SEC, the through Congress, through the FTC, and really through um, regulations on the banking system and the stock market and things like that. And the president has very little, like the Federal Reserve Chair helps control inflation. So like the your wages, even though you can say, oh, I get paid $15 an hour, well, like that doesn't necessarily mean anything because your cost of living may be like sky high in your area. $15 in one area is nothing, and $15 in another area is like, oh man, you make a good living. Coral Fan Forum. Are you a member of the Amalix S&P? I believe I'm on their Discord, but I am not a member. No. I've never applied there, and they've never asked me to be a member. So I do know quite a few of the members. They're all right. They're pretty good guys. I tend to avoid super techie servers, right? Here's the dirty secret that tech servers don't want you to know. I have never seen one that was in 100% survival. I'm going to say that again to you. They all have been in creative at some point. They've used commands, or they use fake players, or they do this or that, or they have ticking areas, or they have all been in creative at one point or another. Every one of them. Full stop. It doesn't matter. You can just name them off, and I'll tell you 100%. Like I said, I know a lot of these people, and I know a lot of the dirty secrets, and it doesn't matter if it's AA, because that thing was built in creative. Exploit was in creative. It has a ticking area. I mean, it's both those things are defunct now, but what do you call it? Stratos was in creative a bunch of times. They jumped versions. They had players. They fake players. They had they moved around in versions up and down. I mean, like what happened on the British server was that if I kept my builds modular, I could easily focus on expanding. So instead of going on a grunt to make a huge mega build, everything was gradual. Not really surprised. Yeah, every one of them, even though they swear to God that they're in survival or not. I don't know about Amelix. I haven't looked into it, and I haven't really discussed with anybody. But every tech server that I've ever seen and really looked at has always been in creative at some point. So maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't really know. But which is why I avoid tech servers, because the problem is, like, once you go into creative, right, you have two tiers of players. You have players who have access to all these things, right? Who have expanded privileges. They have fake players. They have this, that, whatever, and it becomes like a two-tier system. And maybe Amelix is not that way, so I don't want to accuse them of being that way. But a lot of these same guys are from those other previous servers that I did mention. Yeah, Federal Reserve Chairman is one of the people that helps control inflation. Yeah, the president gets far more blame and credit for things that they don't necessarily control. Like, the president doesn't set the price of gasoline. I know that's going to be a shocker to a lot of people. They don't set the price of eggs. Man, I'm going to like round these corners off. These villagers are making me nervous. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I know that's going to be a huge shock to a lot of people that the president doesn't set the price of things. The price is set by giant corporations, Walmart, Amazon, things like that, right? So, Mike Homer, I think I've seen some of your videos. Yeah, I really need to round off these corners because these villagers are trying to die, trying to ruin my day. I mean, it's been a hot minute because I don't watch very many Minecraft videos, but I believe I've seen a couple of them. Assuming you're the same Mike Homer. I assume you are, though. Let's just assume that. I mean, anybody could be anybody on the internet. What's up, Max Derp? I am really, really liking the streamer bot chat combination thing. Where it combines all the chats from Twitch and YouTube into one. I mean, I don't know, statistically, right? There would be a few, right? I mean, the price of things are based on what you'll pay for it. Unless it has a like a law, like a regulation on it, the price is set by what people will pay. They'll just raise the prices till nobody can afford it, then they'll back off. Like they want to sell, let's say they want to sell 10,000 of whatever, right? And so they will raise the price until they don't sell that many, and then they will lower it until they do. Oh man, we're gonna run out of time. We're gonna have to box these guys in. I don't know what we're gonna like. I keep running out of like things to do during the daytime. Yeah. Okay. I guess we could go move villagers or breed or something. Make beds. Which why you see such a different economic charge during COVID? People didn't go out. Man, COVID was such a weird thing for like all across the board, economically and socially, and just I mean that was a. I really hope it was a once in a lifetime event, right? Let's I hope to never go back and repeat that situation, but that was such a uncharted waters kind of deal. So like things that like aren't normally expensive got super expensive, and things that normally are expensive got super cheap, and just I mean like the market was all upside down, and just I mean it was things like bicycles, which you can go buy a cheap bicycle for like $75 or $125 or whatever. We're going for like $500-600. You were going around those corners. That's right. Doing alright. I'm at work. Only have one customer here at the moment. I mean, it could be worse. You could have 0 customers. Don't worry, my English is bad too. Here in New York City, right up until COVID, we used to have the ability to walk into any corner store and get all types of junk fast food really cheap, just a few bucks, really. Yeah, it would be super interesting to see how like the lockdowns and the various like stay at home kind of issues affected different kinds of areas, right? Because like I live in a pretty rural area, right? Like I live in town, and but it's not a super huge town, and so like when you would go to the store, like the cashier would just have like a little plastic piece of plexiglass between you and them, but otherwise you just carried on like normal, right? We didn't, the school shut down and certain businesses did and things like that, but for the most part we just kind of carried on. Now America feels like one of those foreign countries where the currency has no value. Man, if you try to pay somebody with cash, they act like you are flashing them or something. Like they're like, ugh, like it's kind of ridiculous because I still like to use cash a little bit. The U.S. is very much going to a cashless society. People are like, all right, I guess if you have to pay with cash. But like I know a lot of cities, like big cities and stuff, just went like a ghost town. Like people were just staying in their houses and their apartments and their and we did that a little bit. Like I said, the school shut down and like like they were like don't gather in big groups and stuff, which is all common sense stuff, right? So like obviously don't have all the children in one area because children are the creators and spreaders of all diseases. So obviously, when there's a pandemic, you want to isolate those little monsters. But like, so like if you need to go to the parts store, you just went to the parts store. If you need to go to Walmart, you just went to Walmart. The we still did things because we aren't a super crowded area, so we just kind of carried on as normal, just with like common sense. Yeah, I mean a lot of people still use cash, but they if you try to pay people with cash, like let's say you go to Walmart and you find a line that actually has a person in it, right? Not a self checkout kind of place. Even though that's almost impossible now at Walmart. Um, and you hand them cash, they're just like, oh, what do I do with this? Like that's a cash is just becoming less and less of a thing in the United States. It won't be very long until the United States is a completely cashless society. I mean, I remember a point in time where if you went to the county like registration office to register your car, they wouldn't take a debit card or a credit card. They were just like, "What do you want me to do with that?" And now, if you don't have a credit card or debit card or whatever, they're just like, "Oh, I don't have change for that." Like it's like, well, too bad because you're a government agency and you have to take my cash. The A business can decline your currency, but a government agency cannot. Did you know that here in the United States, a government agency cannot decline your cash. They might can tell you they don't have change for that or whatever, and you just have to just not get change or whatever. But they can't turn down your cash because it is legal currency for all debts, public and private, especially public. It's like, bro, this is your currency. You have to take it. Which is why you see all those people that like pay their speeding tickets and stuff in like pennies and stuff, and those people just have to take it. Well, too bad because that's just how it works. They would need some kind of law saying that you can't pay in pennies. Otherwise, it's legal currency and they have to take it because they're a government agency. Now, business doesn't have to do that; they can do whatever they want. So we have villagers here, we have villagers there, we have villagers stuck in mid travel. Oh, did I ever? Oh, I didn't quit sharing my. Oh, okay, I see. because I closed the thing. Okay. Sorry, I was worried you guys were still looking at the browser. Luckily, I closed the browser. Yeah, that was going to be super awkward. That was like 15 minutes ago. I had to work excessive amounts of overtime. Not sure who we were selling to, but so I'd like to have about 6 months off. Yeah. Cash should be all the standard. The credit card companies are the ones that really have pushed us to be a cashless society because they get paid on every transaction. But it's not. It's not $50 still. That $50 got taxed like 3 times in that story. So let's say I have $50, right? And I go buy $50 worth of coffee, right? Well, there's tax on that $50 worth of coffee, so it's really like $44 worth of coffee, right? It's like 8 cents per dollar or something like that. 8 times whatever. So this says $44, okay, right? So the coffee company, right? They have to buy the coffee, and they may and or may not have paid tax on that coffee because they are not an end user of the coffee. I'm the end user, so they may not have paid tax on the coffee. That depends on what state you're in. But that coffee company then has to pay probably a state and federal income tax on that coffee that I just bought. So that $44, well, that $50 that I paid them is now about $32. That it just gets taxed all the way to the end. So then when they pay their rent with it, it gets taxed again because the apartment complex has to pay tax on its income. So your local school districts, your city tax, your state tax, your county tax, your federal income tax, all those things. That $50 got taxed so many times. No, you just have to slide it to the slot there, bro. Yeah, never use an ATM in a gentleman's club. Never do that. Right? You think you can go to the ATM, you're going to pay like $2 in ATM fees or whatever. You're going to pay like $20 or $30 in ATM fee. If people are too poor to pay bills and expense, they need government assistance, but all cars, all utilities, and so on cost a lot of money. Yeah. Every time money changes hands, it's taxed. You should just think of it like that. Every time money moves, it's taxed. Yeah, if you are at a gentleman's establishment, let's just call them that, right? Even though there's not a lot of gentlemanly things going on in there. never draw money out of the ATM. That's just a little bit of old guy advice from me to you. Don't use the ATMs at casinos. Don't use the ATMs at gentlemen's establishments. The ATM fee will be ridiculous. Oh, a $1 bill, how many times will it change hands in a year? Our currency is absolutely gross. Do not, if you touch it, wash your hands. It is filthy gross. It has every kind of germ and disease on it known to man. If you touch a dollar bill or any currency, you should absolutely wash your hand. Absolutely, 100%. You should probably only use tongs to touch it, right? You should have like some pocket tongs, like a little small pair of pliers to hold it. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, back in like the 80s, and maybe it's still the same way. I don't really know because I don't keep up with these kind of things. But like so much American currency was just like laced with like cocaine and stuff. Yes, barbershops. That's exactly what I mean. Barbershops. My barbershop doesn't have an ATM. I don't know what kind of barbershop you are going to, but my barbershop does not have an ATM. I'm talking about places like the Spearmint Rhino and things like that. Gentlemen's establishments. Where only gentlemanly things happen. Yeah, all the gentlemanly things happen in there. Yeah, I don't know where you're going. We had to give out recipes because nobody cooks anymore. I mean, I most certainly do not cook. I When I start thinking about what I'm gonna eat, I start thinking about it in minutes, right? Like, how many minutes is this gonna cost me? And then I usually just make a sandwich or something. 'Cause I think, man, if I put those chicken nuggets in the oven or I make whatever, right? And I go, that's gonna take like 20 minutes, but I can eat this sandwich right now. I could make the sandwich and eat this sandwich before something that I cook is actually even done. And I know that's not a super good way to look at it, but it is what it is, right? I'm just gonna move these guys. I'm not even gonna touch it all with it. I know where I'm going. And I know that's like a really bad way to the cheapest ATM machine besides the same bank ones. Yeah, yeah. The ones in hospitals are not usually too bad. Can you imagine trying to take like advantage of sick people by charging them a lot in the ATM? That would be terrible. When all jobs get automated, what will be the point of minimum wage if no one will have income, and therefore will the rich get richer? The rich always get richer. Every industrial revolution, every advance in technology has always favored the rich. You think, oh, during the industrial revolution, like people's jobs became easier, but they didn't. They never got richer. They just like their jobs became easier. Their jobs became they could produce more with less effort, right? But that doesn't benefit the worker. That only benefits the owner. Labor becoming cheaper never benefits the worker. Don't worry, AI is coming for your job. Now your AI is going to do a terrible at your job, but it's still going to come get it. It's going to start with things like actors and like Wall Street traders and lawyers and things like that. And eventually it's going to expand to things like doctors and things like that. And people are going to die and think they're going to, so So AI is going to get really, really bad, and it's going to really tank the economy for quite a while. But eventually, it will turn around, and maybe that's where we turn into Star Trek, right? Where you can work if you want to, or don't if you don't. What service can AI provide that you cannot? It actually can't do any of it. It can just do it cheaper. If I hire an artist to make a picture for me, right, like to perform a drawing, if if I hire an artist to make a rendering for me, right? Well, I'm going to pay that artist, you know, whatever, and they're going to hopefully make enough to be an alive person. But guess what? That AI will do it for a fraction of that. If you are a dentist, it is going to be a little longer before AI comes to your job. But just know that robots are doing surgeries and all kinds of things. So AI is coming for all your jobs. It's coming for streamers. It's coming for lawyers and doctors and bankers and librarians and authors and artists and musicians. There are very few jobs that AI is not coming for. And guess what those jobs are? Those are going to be your blue collar jobs, like your electrical linemen and things like that. People who work out in the storms, and people who drill for oil. They're not going to be able to slap a robot. If you've seen what those roughnecks do, those jobs are safe for now. If you do things with a computer, if you do things in an office or a nice comfy little building, AI is coming for you. For a lot, there's a lot of people that have just kind of joined in, and what I'm doing is I'm stacking these villages, but I'm not actually completing the village yet, the iron farm yet. I'm just putting 2 villagers in each pod here, and then I'm going to breed them later so that I can build it with less lag. Because I can do in 20 minutes, just stacking them 20-30 minutes, where it would take like an hour and a half at this point. Where I'm hoping that I can stack them much faster and eventually breed them out totally and finish the farms. Oh, don't fall off, dude. Yeah, I mean, even the postal department, right? I know that's not how you're using the word postal, but even the postal, delivery drivers will be replaced by drones and everything else. Up until 2.4 years ago, I was a wire bending robot program operator. 37 years of whip cracking and thought I wasn't making enough production when my Production was over the rates they created. Just about enough to go postal, yeah. How many villages? When I complete it, it will be 5 layers of 22, so 110. There are 22 there currently, and there's about 6 there currently, so we're about a little quarter of the way, maybe. 110 total. 22 per level, right? So 5 times that's 110. There's nothing wrong with, like, no matter what you do, as long as it's like that little meme, like, oh, it ain't much, but it's honest work, That's really all that matters. What people aren't what they do for a living. So, like, if you work at McDonald's, or you're a heart surgeon, or you're a trash truck driver, which believe it or not, trash truck driver is going to be probably be a job that's pretty safe from AI, and usually it depends on your area, because like some trash truck drivers are government employees, which would be the ideal solution, right? Be a government employee. But a lot of them are like private companies, which means they don't pay very much and they don't have good benefits. Yeah, truck driving is one of those that's going to take a little while, but it's going to get there. It really depends on how much this self-driving technology really pans out, because up to this point, it's all been nonsense, right? All those people who bought all those Teslas and all these things, and they've been doing this since the beginning of Tesla, selling people these self-driving car packages that have just been a scam, total scam all along. Because that technology has never, it's not where it needs to be to really sell it to people. And these self-driving upgrades on the Tesla selling people are like thousands of dollars. And like that tech is not there. That is like you're just paying for self-driving modes in these cars for no good reason. You're the beta tester. They should be paying you. Elon is very much a grifter. That dude is the one of the biggest grifters in the whole world. All right, see you later, Mike. The Elon Musk, right? I used to be an Elon Musk fanboy. I'm not too proud to admit that. I like that. I'm a recovering Elon Musk fanboy. I there was no bigger fanboy than me, and I really noticed that he is such a grifter, such a like I don't even know how to say this properly, but it all has to be about him at all times. Like he's such a narcissist that, and the first time I really saw it is when these boys in I want to say it was like Thailand or the Philippines or something, were stuck in this cave, and he tried to help out by building some kind of submarine that didn't work, and he got super mad about it. Yeah, and everyone hates those things. Those things gather at like midnight or whatever and all honk their horns because they try to all park in the same parking lot, and they get too close to each other and they just start honking horns all night long. But yeah, Elon Musk is the biggest grifter in the world. A lot of truck drivers are LTD, last mile deliveries, so the product will still need to be unloaded and picked up. I don't think that driver will be replaced that easily. You'd be surprised. Drones will play a big part in uh, that last mile delivery stuff. As drones get better and better, now there will always be limitations to what a drone can do. and so like some drivers will still need to be necessary. But it will depend on how much like driverless vehicles are a thing. But yeah, AI is coming for a lot of our jobs. And like you think that's only going to be a problem in the United States, right? It's not. It's gonna like AI is going to hit third world countries, and I hate I say third world countries even though that's a misnomer. But like let's say countries that where the labor is a little cheaper, right? So like places like India, places like Taiwan, places like South Korea, places like the Philippines and Thailand and things like that. Places that manufacture products for really low prices are going to be crushed hard by like automation and AI and stuff. It took NASA 6 years to put man on the moon. Elon SpaceX hasn't made orbit in a decade. Didn't say they were good. They just dropped slow, very slow. Yeah, yeah. The robo taxis and the things like that are not as good as regular drivers. Like I think it'll get there, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than people think because our roads are so bad. So like when you're out driving, right, and they've done construction or they've done this or that, often the painted lines will change, and they just paint over with black paint. Well, a lot of times, like these cameras, these self driving cars, can't tell the difference, and they just follow these lines into the wall. Our roads aren't good enough for an AI yet. Like I said, I think it'll get there, but I think it's gonna be a long time. Um, I've seen people say that a lot that the American economy is a house of cards. Like it's predicated on selling the houses to each other over and over. We'll see. Like you know, the U.S. has bounced back from COVID better than any other country, really. So we'll see. Like we don't manufacture as much as we used to, and we don't output as much energy as we used to, and things like that. But we'll see. AI is going to hit the United States hard, and it's going to hit a lot of other places hard too. I mean, if your country is already not doing well economically, when the AI takes over and AI does a lot of things, your country's going to get hit hard. I'm hoping for a brutally cold winter. I have been seeing a lot of Teslas around my roller. That's another thing about Teslas, man. They hate the cold. They really hate the cold. They really, really hate the cold. They hate it so bad that like they just don't do well. Sometimes I think Elon has given up on Tesla, right? Like he's just like whatever, I don't care anymore. Because like, look at that Cybertruck. Like, who is that for? It's like cars I used to draw when I was a little kid. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I mean, like that's the kind of car I would draw when I was a little kid, right? You just draw the wheels and then you just make slanted lines. All human drivers will be outlawed and only self-driving cars will be allowed. That'll be nice because I can't drive now currently. My eyesight has gotten so bad that I can't drive a car. So I welcome the self-driving cars. I'll be honest, but that's just my own personal interest. That will have to be a thing that gets slowly phased in, right? You can't just go, oh, hey, everybody's cars that they've spent, $100,000 on because that's what cars cost now. Like these big Chevy trucks and Tahoes and stuff, they're like 80 grand. You can't go, well, those are against the law now. I mean, maybe they'll make some kind of retrofit kit where you just like bolt it onto the steering wheel or something. Oh, those things are so ugly. Yeah, that's exactly it, Crab and Goodwin. It's like how long? Like it's a like how long until AI takes your job is. And it's not like there won't be any jobs. The jobs are just going to be different than what they are now. People are still going to need to fix machines. Like you're not going to have an AI repair itself. So it's there will be jobs. They just won't be the jobs that we've always had. Like how many coders will you need? How many because AI coding is god awful. It's kind of like we don't need coal miners anymore, but we do need programmers. Could you use an ice road to move the villagers faster to their pods? No, the speed of moving the villagers is not how fast I can move them. It's how fast they can link to the beds and stuff. See, I have to maintain the at least one of these villagers in this bed linked to this bed at all times, right? And I can move them during the daytime, but I like to move them at night. I moved them during the daytime earlier to show people you could, but it's not how fast I can move the villagers. I have to maintain a village. If I break both these beds and just drive the villagers there, that won't stack them. I'll just have combined villages. It'll just be one giant village. A repairing self, that is a scary thought where we will be needed. Will humans be phased out? Or are we creating our own demise? I mean, I saw the movie The Matrix, so maybe. Right? I mean, we all saw that, right? Pretty good movie. I'll sit down for any Keanu Reeves movie. I would watch Keanu Reeves read the phone book. Not that most of y'all know what a phone book is, but you know what I'm saying. The so maybe humans are becoming obsolete. Where we should really push AI is into things like healthcare and elderly care and things like that. Because we never have enough nurses, we never have enough nursing home personnel. I don't know if any of y'all have ever dealt with any of that. Like maybe you've had parents or grandparents or whatever that are in nursing homes, or maybe you are currently in a nursing home watching this at your nursing home. I don't know your life, but yeah, that's exactly right. Which is kind of why I'm only putting 2 villagers in each village, so that I can keep the number of villagers down until I'm finally finished stacking all the villages, so that I can kind of keep lag low and I can keep villagers moving kind of relatively quickly. Normally I would just build one farm at a time, and then I would stack the next one in and build it out and things like that, and that's great because you get iron the whole time, right? You you see sometimes the villagers don't like the link, right? They take a little while, and this only gets worse the more villages, the more villagers, the things like that. It only gets worse, and it kind of takes as long as it takes. There's really no way to make him link to that bed. Maybe I miscounted and it was too far. I don't really know, but there's no way to make them link faster. So it kind of just takes as long as it takes. And using a rail or ice and boats and all that, none of that would make any difference. You just have to walk. You have to walk the village. You have to maintain a villager linked to a bed at all times. Because once you destroy both beds, or once you destroy the village, right, by destroying the beds, you no longer have a village. There you go, link to it, bro. See, he took a little bit of time. It just takes as long as it takes sometimes. And if I was doing it the old way where I completed each farm and then moved to the next farm, and yeah, I would be getting iron during that time, and that would be great. But I also would take longer to move the next village. Because when I built this previously on my server, I built only 20 farms, and I built a sec level, and I was going to start on it, and it would take well over an hour to move a village in. But you can see I can do this in usually one night or 2 nights. So it's quite a bit significantly faster to do it this way. And then at the end, when I get ready to, I'll just breed all the villagers, and we'll go from there. I'll finish each farm at the end. Okay, I think the ones we're going to go to now are this middle line here. And you want to like fill them in from like the furthest to the closest. You know what I'm saying? Because like I wouldn't want to finish that one and then bring villagers to here. I wouldn't want to go through a village, if that makes sense at all. Okay, I think that's the one we want to fill in. Did I do the far one on that side? Let's go look. I mean, where do we draw the line? What rules do we have? I don't know. I'm just really... That's the thing, right? So like AI is this big scary thing looming out on the horizon, and everyone knows it, and we're all just playing the game of chicken to see how long we can and the laws are never going to keep up with this kind of thing, right? I'm pretty sure I filled this one in already. The laws are never going to keep pace with this. Maybe the EU can keep pace with it, but certainly not the US won't. Yeah, I did. Okay, so we are going to fill in that one. So like, there's really nothing to be done about it. I mean, like, especially like the average person like me and you. What I do is I just don't use it. I don't consume AI stuff. I don't use it for things. That's really the only thing you can do is boycott it, right? Just boycott it as much as you can. Or use it, your choice. I mean, feed the beast that will kill you. It's your choice. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. No, rich people don't like rules. That's not how rich people work. I showed this earlier how you can do it during the daytime too, right? And maybe this will kind of like make it a little more explanatory how it works, right? So I'm more than 100 blocks from any other villagers right here where I'm at. And you just saw all those villagers linked to these beds, right? So you can notice the green particles. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I only like to do 10. See the green particles? So I know that villager linked to it. I only like to do 10 blocks because a lot of times it breaks my lead if I go more. You can go up to 16, but like I said, it breaks the lead. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See the green particles? Now you can watch the green particles above him, or you can watch them above the bed. Aren't the new villagers going to take a long time and also risk linking to beds from another village once you start breeding them? No. I have considered all those factors. When a villager is born in a village, it is a member of the village that it's born in, right? So I have all of these villages spaced out properly so that a villager from this pod can't see the POI in the next pod. So they actually can't link to those beds over there. And the ones from this one can't link to this. Like, they're spaced far enough apart that they can't detect that POI. So I'm not too worried about that. There's the green particles. And during the daytime, it's a little harder. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing and watch for the green particles. Because if I broke this bed, I now have to kill these 2 villagers, right? Because there wouldn't be a village. These guys wouldn't be in a village, and they would link to one of the other villages. That would be bad. We don't want that. We want to maintain a village. There's the green particles. And like I said, you can do it during the daytime. I just prefer to do it at nighttime, but I thought I'd show you both ways. Yeah, spacing. Aren't the villagers close to each other as a result of stacking? Yes, that is what we're doing. We're stacking the villages very close, but not so close that we have issues with villagers being too close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's the green particles. And during the daytime, it's a lot easier to make a mistake. So it's not my preferred method, and it's not the method I prefer to show people. But, I mean, live your own life however you want to. Here's the thing. Don't let me, don't let Mojang, don't do things, test things out, come up with your own crazy ideas. That's how people like games advance, tech advances. Because people have stupid crazy ideas where they go, hey, I'm gonna do blah blah blah, and I don't care what Mojang says. I don't care what people say. If people tell me it's impossible to do, I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyways. Everyone needs some really current AI. It's just math. It's always going to just be math. That's how computers work. It's always going to be math. No matter how good AI gets, no matter how whatever it gets, it can become self-aware. It can be whatever, but it's always going to be just math. It's always going to be zeros and ones, unless it becomes some kind of organic computer. Which don't get me wrong, I watch a lot of Star Trek. I think that'd be super awesome. Boom. It's always going to be math. What are the limits? The limits are going to be electricity. It's the new crypto, right? AI is the new crypto. All these companies are betting billions of dollars on it. They're firing up old nuclear power plants so they can, have enough electricity to run these things. Which, I mean, yay, nuclear power, because that's one of our better options. But I find it kind of ridiculous that it's being used for AI. See, a villager at most can detect a POI at 16 blocks. Let's see. Aren't the new villagers going to take a long time? Yeah, I mean, like it'll take a long time to breed them, but who cares? I mean, it only takes like 20 minutes for a baby to become an adult. So beforehand, I was completing the iron farm, breeding the villagers, and getting it all operational. But if I do it this way, did y'all link to that? And I just didn't see it. There we go. But if I do it this way, I can probably be doing that in several villages at one time and save a lot of time. I certainly am saving a lot of time on the stacking process, anyways. Even if I have to spend 30 minutes per village breeding them, right? Getting everything set up. Even if I have to do that, it still saves a lot of time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Green particles. Did you miss your corner? I thought you marked them out this time. Oh, did I? Oh, I did. I did go the wrong way. Man, I'm glad you're paying attention, Dara, because I was not paying attention. Yeah, I marked them, and I was just got to talking about stuff and things, and I wasn't paying attention. Thank you for paying attention for me. Apparently, I'm going to need something bigger than torches to make me pay attention. I'm going to make this little shortcut here. I mean, I could go back, I guess, and turn it around and do those things. But we're going to build this cut through here. Come on, Link. You know you want to. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why chat is so important. One, it keeps me from being bored. And two, people are paying attention when I'm not. Did you link? I don't know if he linked or not, so we're just going to do it again. Okay, see? So, like, he could have linked, but I don't know that he linked, and you have to be sure. You have to be certain. Do chunk loading in or game logging in out affect the villages? No. So like having things like ticking areas and things like that don't spawn golems because it requires a player to be present to spawn a golem. And logging in and out doesn't, because when the game time stops, so like a game tick hasn't happened, then you don't become out of time of like has worked and things like that. So logging in and out doesn't really affect them. I could log in and out right now. I mean, I would always make sure that you have at least one bed linked before you log in and out. If we can log out, it's no problem. We're gonna need to get really good exploring geothermal energy. Geothermal is kind of interesting, but it's also kind of not, because we're at nighttime. We're at nighttime. Go get in your beds. Go get in your beds, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Geothermal is like it's possible everywhere, right? So like even if you are in an area that doesn't have like a lot of volcanoes or hot springs or anything like that, right? So like geothermal is still possible. It's just not as efficient as it is everywhere, like places that do have like volcanic activity. Because like the ground has a certain like base temperature. But like so like you can do things like help reduce the load on your air conditioning and like reduce the cost that it costs to heat water and things like that. Pretty much everywhere in the world. But as far as generating electricity, every kind of power generator, right, in the world uses pretty much steam power to generate electricity. Except for say like hydroelectric, right? Because that just turns the turbines with the water. But so pretty much all electricity is generated by moving steam or water. So geothermal, heats the water to boiling and then makes it into steam, and then that turns the turbine. Same thing with the nuclear power. It isn't magic; it just boils water. They just use nuclear power fission or whatever to heat water. Imagine that. Isn't that funny? They built this giant nuclear power plant to boil water. What about when updates or drops, if you prefer, will those scramble the villager POI and merge them? Will it merge them? No. Will it scramble the workstations? Maybe. So you may have to come back through here and reassign all the workstations. That is a very real possibility. It's become less and less common for that to happen, but that is a very real possibility. It won't cause them to merge, though. I would imagine any update has the ability to break any game mechanic. I mean, there is always the possibility that they just go, oh, hey, we're going to 100% change how villagers work. Because we hate everyone. Just when everybody catches on to the game, we're going to change the game. Which is kind of like sad that that's a thing, and also a little bit funny. But it does happen. But yeah, the possibility that you might need to go and rearrange all the workstations is a real possibility. But that's, it is what it is. There are worse things that happen to you. But it won't merge them, so that you don't have to worry about that. Let's see, when you accidentally replace the 0 with a 1, yeah. When they accidentally do things like copy paste old bugs back into the game and things like that, because I believe they might have interns doing all the work, but I don't have proof of that, so let's just say maybe, right? Maybe interns do all the work at Mojang. Let's see. Geothermal is really interesting, right? Because it's really weird. So like, let's say your power plant uses natural gas, or your power plant uses coal or oil or nuclear or geothermal, right? Those are really all the same technology, right? So it just boils water and makes it into steam and turns it into. Even some solar plants are just designed to use mirrors to reflect sunlight to boil water. Now, wrap your head around that. They go out in the desert and they place 10,000 mirrors, right, and aim them all at this little glass thing of water to boil it, to turn it into steam to make electricity. %. I mean, I don't know what the laws are about paying interns in Sweden. I could ask my Swedish friends. but I would have to ask them. But the 100% they're probably either not paid or not paid very well. Because you have to think about like a game the size of Minecraft, right? It's the most popular game in the world. And think about how many devs you actually see, like at Minecraft events, and like you see them on Twitter and things. Think about the size of the company that you see these devs, right? And there are probably a lot of them that you don't see, but for sure they have a ton of interns. For sure. Oh, I don't want to sleep in the bed. No. Oh, I didn't make any beds. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, the only kinds of electricity generation that don't boil water are solar panels and like wind generation, right? I mean, that's everything else pretty much boils water. Oh, I guess like those like tide generators don't also, but and hydroelectric like dams and stuff. But it amazes me how much of power generation is the same, even though we pretend it's not. It's really the same. You know, a lot of like Microsoft, they have done things where to help reduce cooling costs, they take these big server farms and they just put them out in the ocean because the temperature of the ocean is so much like is so regulated. It's essentially is free to cool them, and they know at a certain point that the corrosiveness of the salt water will destroy that server farm. So they go, okay, well, we have this many years for this server, and then it's destroyed, but we're going to save so much money on cooling costs that it's worth it, right? So we're sacrificing the hardware to saving cooling costs. Because companies like Microsoft use so much electricity. Like I mean, like me personally, I can't even think in the amounts of electricity that they use, and it's only going to get worse the more we have AI stuff. Man, we barely got them guys cased in, right? And like the only reason I really case them in is just because I don't want them to fall off, and I don't want them to like wander around too much. I don't want them to do all the dumb things that villagers are likely to do. I'm gonna go make some beds, I guess. I'm off to bed. Good night. Good night, Shady Mechanic. It's good seeing you again. Shady Mechanic, super cool dude. I know him from Broke Rock and stuff, and I think he's a mod over there. Yeah, that sounds right. There's also thermoelectric. Oh, geothermal. Like I said, geothermal in very like areas that are very volcanic, right? So like that have a lot of volcanoes and hot springs and things like that, are great One, two, three. Okay, are great in for like generating electricity. But even in areas that are not, that don't have like don't have volcanoes and don't have hot springs and things like that, can really have huge impacts on like your heating bills and things. Can be used for not always electricity generation, but like your underground temperatures are like remain pretty constant all year long. So let's say that your air temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, but your ground temperature is going to be like 65. It's going to be that in the winter. It's going to be that in the summer. So you can pump air, you can pump water deep underground, cool it or warm it, and then circulate it through your house. Reduce your electricity costs. And you see this in a lot of other countries like Sweden and things like that, where they do a lot of geothermal stuff. Well, we don't do a lot of that in the U.S. All right, let's go find something to do. What time? Oh, it's only 10 o'clock. Man, I'm all yawning and stuff. The weird thing is I took a nap earlier. I felt so exhausted this morning when I got up. I might not make it till like 11 o'clock. Man, I'd have to put them in a boat. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, I know what I meant to show you guys. I meant to show you guys my little combined chat thing. See this little combined chat thing, right? So this right here, I can see who talked to me on Twitch, right? I can see who talked to me on YouTube, which is most of y'all. Most of you are on YouTube. Or I can combine them together. This is what StreamerBot looks like, right? So it looks ridiculous like this. You can connect your streaming apps to it, OBS, right? You can integrate it with things like Stream Deck. You can decide what kind of platforms. Now, currently, it only supports Twitch, YouTube, and Trove, whatever that is. I assume that's something popular in another country, but whatever. But like, it can do like all this crazy stuff, right? So I can. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, it only shows me the people watching on Twitch. Oh, it's just Dara. Thanks, Dara. Oh no, you're watching on YouTube. I'm watching on Twitch apparently. Ooh, wait. Are all these people? Oh. Oh, these are all the people who have ever watched since I installed this. Interesting. Oh, I should remove those guys. Wait, did I just make them not a mod? Oh my god, this thing is so awesome. I can time people out. I can ban people from here. Like, StreamerBot is the best thing ever. I can't, like, it does all this cool stuff. Yeah, so I don't know who else watching and whatnot, but yeah, StreamerBot, I cannot recommend enough. From the videos and stuff I've watched, it is quite incredible. But yeah, I've integrated with my Stream Deck, and I still want to set up all like the channel points and all the things that it can do, and all, you know, but I haven't done that yet. But so that stuff is coming. I just got to learn how to do it. I tore all of this down and built it back in like 24 hours. Not even 24 hours. I did it all last night because I was so disappointed in myself because I couldn't figure out how to make it all work. Where I could stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Oh, I need to put my chat back where I got it from. Ooh, Streamlabs. Streamlabs removed as a moderator. Burn. Take that, Streamlabs. I can't move those guys because then they would be closer than 100 blocks. I didn't get very far. So I don't want to do that. How much time do I have? It's only a midday. I don't know. I should go find something to do though. I made beds. That's the problem when you're doing this right here is that like you feel so like there's sometimes you like get ahead of yourself and you run out of things to do for the moment until it gets to be nighttime again or whatever. It's sometimes you just have to just go find something to go do. Maybe I can scoop up lava buckets or just let the smelters run. This iron farm won't produce until the villagers work again because I've been away for so long. They haven't had a chance to work. Maybe I could go trade iron for emeralds, build up my emerald supply. Right, just something, right? You need a tree farm or maybe a crop farm? Oh, through my pickaxe. I have a little bitty crop farm right over here. I have a bunch of trees I chopped down. I've used a lot of them though. I could plant some trees and do that. I usually like doing that stuff when I'm off camera though. I'm trying to build up all these emeralds because when I get ready to breed these villagers, I'm obviously going to need a bunch of bread to breed, but you can just buy that if you have enough emeralds. Trying to. Oh, we reached a working cycle. I hear the golems dying. So I try to build up emeralds when I can. In that cave I showed y'all earlier, I found some magma blocks. And that's how I'm able to kill those cats. I haven't been to the nether yet. Thank God for like overworld magma blocks, right? Yeah, I mean, this island used to be full of trees. I could chop them all down. And I terraformed it flat. This chest used to be full of oak logs and stuff, and I used most of them. I turned them into charcoal, but that was before I had lava, and I was using charcoal as my fuel source. Now I have a lava farm, so I don't have to do that anymore. Oh, we should probably head back because we're getting pretty close. I need a atomic fusion versus fission. Isn't fusion where they blow stuff up? So I think I'm against that, right? I'm not the world's biggest nuclear expert, so I don't know the difference necessarily. But if fusion is the one where they blow up stuff, I'm against that. Fission is the one they use for nuclear power, right? Pretty sure that's right. So I am pro fission, and Anti-fusion. Let's see. Oh, I should knock that one out too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Unless I have that backwards. Didn't they make it a thing where they don't kill entities anymore, right? What's up, Papa? I think didn't they make that a change where maybe it doesn't kill XP orbs? I don't remember what the change was exactly. I would have to look that up. Don't give me the line now. But I know they changed campfires somehow to something about entities. Maybe somebody else knows more about that than me. I don't. I mean, I could go look it up, but then I would waste my nighttime. Maybe during the daytime we'll look that up. There was some change to campfires that something. I don't know. Maybe. It doesn't set them on fire anymore or something. It's something ridiculous. I won't be able to say bye when I lose a connection, but I'm going to keep watching the stream as long as I live. I appreciate that, Jed. I really do. It's been good chatting with you again. I know we chat all the time on Discord occasionally, but it's good to be streaming again. It's actually more fun than I remember. Maybe I'll get so used to like streaming again, I'll go, oh, you know what I should do? I should make a video. And we'll get over how much I hate. I lost count. Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll get over how much I hate editing. And make a video again. Wouldn't that be something? Isn't there a way to just keep 5 cats and it's at capacity? That is another thing you can do, but I use the cats to get string. You can capture 5 cats, and you would have to like name tag them or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because cats despawn. So it's not just a matter of like catching them in a box, you know, you'd have to name tag them or something. Because they will despawn if you don't. Why anti-fit? No, fission. That's the one I'm pro. I'm pro fission. Fusion is the one I'm against, I think, right? That's what happens on the sun, fusion. Fission, I'm pro fission. That's the one they used to make nuclear power. Fusion is the one where the stuff explodes. Yeah, I think I'm pro fission. Campfires no longer burn up XP orbs, and they change standing. And the campfire just set one on fire, and no longer do they set things on fire. That's what I thought, right? I was pretty sure that campfires didn't set stuff on fire anymore. So yes, you could not use campfires to burn up cats. You have to burn them with a magma block, like I'm doing. Yeah, fission, I think is the one because it's called fissile material, right? Fissile material. That's the one they use in nuclear power plants. What is this guy doing, bro? I need to get by here, man. You gotta move these llamas out of the way. And so fusion is what happens on the sun, where it fuses 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 helium atoms together to no, hydrogen atoms to form helium, right? Hydrogen into helium, right? So fusion is the one that explodes. Fission is the one that makes nuclear power. Unless I got that backwards. But still give damage. Does it give damage? Really? Okay. I'll take your word on it that campfires still give you damage, but I don't know. You know what? The next time it turns daytime, we'll go make a campfire and we'll science this. We'll just science it right now. Doesn't require blowing stuff up. I'm pretty sure it does. If you fuse things together, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have like a massive amount of heat that you're not gonna be able to contain. Still deal damage, but you're not set on fire. Can that be explained to me? Minecraft logic is different. The currently most successful fusion system is using a magnetic field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. I mean, I'm going to take your word on that because I don't know about fusion, but I do know fusion is what happens on the sun. So take your own best guess about that. Yeah, squeeze. Yeah. You're combining atoms, hydrogen atoms, into helium, which is what happens on the sun due to the huge mass of the sun. The gravity caused by the excessive mass squeezes hydrogen atoms so tightly together that they fuse into helium and produce a massive amount of heat and light and radiation and all the things you see, that big ball burning in the sky is fusion reaction. Yeah, fusion is squeezing atoms together. That is correct. I do know that much. I didn't know that they were able to do that successfully on Earth without melting stuff down. Also, I'm a little concerned that they are doing that on Earth, where I live. I would like for them to do that further away, in case things go wrong. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's getting daytime. We're gonna go science this campfire business, right? Let's go science it. Let's secure our villagers and go science it. That guy Adam Savage from Mythbusters, I really like him and his attitude. He says the difference between screwing around and doing science is in science you write it down. He says otherwise it's the same thing. And like that is like so genius. The difference between just screwing around and doing science is in science you write it down. So let's go make a campfire and figure out what happens. I mean, we've done fusion a bunch of times here on Earth. It just doesn't work out. They did it in Hiroshima. They did it in Nagasaki. They've done it in they did it to a battleship one time just to see what would happen. They've done it a bunch of times underground. Russia's done it a bunch of times in Siberia and stuff. I mean, we do fusion all the time. You just wouldn't want to do it in your neighborhood. What's up, Iris Bear? Hi. How are you doing? Yeah, fusion is not the kind of thing you want to do in your neighborhood. I mean, we used to do fusion all the time out in the desert, out in like Arizona and Utah and stuff. All radiated material is unstable. That's why it produces radiation. All radioactive material has what's called a half-life, meaning that it's decaying, right? So it's all trying to become lead. And a half-life goes, okay, if right now I have a pound of uranium, right? I have a pound of uranium. And I don't know what the half-life is, but let's say it's 100 years. It's not, but let's say it is. In 100 years, you would have now half a pound of uranium. What do I need to make this stuff, right? Sticks probably, and probably what, like coal, you think? What do I need to make a campfire? Is that logs? Man, campfires are expensive. I can't afford all this. Alright, y'all got expensive taste, campfires. I'm poor. Trying to make me make campfires. But we will end this argument of what happens when you step on a campfire. Okay, obviously you take damage. But I'm not set on fire. How do I put the campfire out? Do I use a bucket of water? How do I put it out? I'm good. Looks like this is still the iron farms. It's going to be the iron farms for quite a few more days. Because we are building 110 village iron farm. So it might take a week or more. But we're steadily progressing when we're not trying to discuss whether campfires give you damage or not. They don't set you on fire. 1, 2, 3. I guess I'm gonna go make a bucket. Shovel. Brilliant. Oh, okay. No, nothing. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Look at there, I learned something new today. I learned you put campfires out with shovels. I was gonna use a bucket. If I use a flint and steel, does it light back up? It is for science. Science, you just go science like that. If I use a flint and steel, does it light back up? I'm gonna try that. I've never really messed with campfires. Let's see. Oh, Kona says yes. Is there any other way to light it up? Like what happens if I have like fire aspect on my sword? I don't, but if I had fire aspect on my sword, can I light it up? Flaming arrow. How do you make a flaming arrow? How do you make a flaming arrow? That's baller. Man, who knew campfires were so cool? Fire charge, yeah, that makes sense. Fire charge. Yeah, anything you can do with a flint and steel, you can do with a fire charge. I don't have fire charges currently, but because I haven't been to the nether yet. I'm trying not to do too much or explore too much or do any of those things until I that whole Pale Garden thing comes out. I don't know how I feel about the creaking. I don't know. Like, I applaud Mojang for doing something different, right? Because it's kind of different than anything they've ever done, but I don't know that I like it. Oh, there might be a fire one. I don't mess with bows too much. OBS Studio reconnection is successful. I'm gonna shut down Discord. I'm going to yeah. Flame is the enchantment for bows. You go so far and is that a thing on Bedrock? I'm pretty sure that's only Java. Unless they recently added that, because I tried doing this thing with bows where I shot lava. I tried it on Broke Rock, right? When I was building the Olympic Stadium. One of the events was going to be like this dodgeball event with like bows, right? With like really low powered bows. And I don't think it does. I don't think it sets stuff on fire when you shoot them through it. Sounds like another science opportunity. Yeah, fire aspect for swords for sure. Yeah, flame for bows. That's right. I don't think bows set arrows on fire by shooting them through lava. I'm gonna call shenanigans. Yeah, I'm gonna call shenanigans on that one right there. Do 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 do. I don't know what this world is. This might have been what was I doing here? Oh, it must have been terrible, whatever it was. Let's see. Time, daytime, weather clear. What was I doing here? This must have been some kind of shenanigans. I don't know what this was. It's so weird how like sometimes I'm doing stuff and I go look at it later and I'm like, what was I thinking? Let's find us some lava. Punch that out like that. Man, I can't believe that lava's not going everywhere. I guess it's flowing backwards into that ring. But I didn't want it to be so thick. So we're just going to do that. Okay. So if I shoot a bow and arrow, right, at this wall, see that? It doesn't catch on fire. Well, let's test that because I don't think that's true either. I feel like these are Java things, right? So put the dispenser there like that, right? And we'll Oh, the dispenser does put them on fire, but not the player. That's interesting. Why is that? That's weird. Yeah, 5 chunk sim distance. You don't play on 5 chunks? Didn't I show this off the other day? I'm pretty sure I showed that off the other day. Maybe you weren't in here. I don't know. But yeah, I can make 5 chunk sim distances. The fact that Mojang has decided that we can't play at 5 or 7 or whatever is just arbitrary nonsense that they made up. They just decided that we can't have nice things. That we have to play at 4 chunk sim distance because of reasons. Well, that is interesting to know because I was pretty sure that I had tested shooting bows through lava. And it does not. See, it does not set. That one right there is not on fire. That is quite interesting. See, like it's out now, but see the regular bow? Nothing. I was wondering if that was this world. No. The current world I'm playing on, this one right here is set at 4. I do have some 5 chunk worlds. I showed this off the other day, and there might be people in here that. So I have a resource pack applied to this world, right? And this right here is the center of this marking, right? This armor stand. And so I'm generating a tick, right? So like it's going through 1 chunk, to all the way to 4, right? So here's 4. Here's 5. 6 is this outer, right? So like 5 is right here. So at 5 chunks, I am simulating that redstone. I'm still generating that tick at 5 chunks. In the 6th chunk, which is what this is it's no longer ticking. But I'm ticking in the 5th chunk. So like I was actually able to create a Sim 5 world. I wonder why it says Sim 10 now. But it's absolutely not Sim 10. If it was Sim 10, it would be generating a pulse way out there. But it doesn't. See, in the settings it says simulation distance 10 chunks, but right here, where I can adjust it, see, right here, the default setting is this right here. Now I've ruined it. Luckily I have a backup copy. But yeah, the idea that you have to play in whatever they tell you is false. I just checked a bow with fire and it does restart the campfire. Interesting. Can you still break roof bedrock blocks? I don't think so. I think that was patched out. Unless something new has happened, but I'm pretty sure that was patched out. That was good times. There have been quite a few. I would probably check back whenever this new tree gets added, because a lot of times new plants and new vegetations and things are quick ways to break bedrock. How did I make a Sim5 world? Well, I used an NBT editor, which stands for don't give me the line what that stands for. It's something binary tag is what it stands for. I forget what the first one is. Notation, or I don't remember. I'd have to Google it, but it stands for binary tag, something binary tag. But essentially, all the settings are like true or false, or they're just a digit or whatever. And a lot of that stuff can be changed and edited. And a lot of it is just random arbitrary decisions that Mojang has made, and I don't always agree with them. And so I do what I want. Now, this world is 100% vanilla survival. I am playing on peaceful, but otherwise it is 100% vanilla survival. We don't have time to breed villagers. The new flower has 2 phases and 2 dye colors. Things like that, or quick tickets to breaking stuff. Things that have growth stages and things. Because a lot of times they do coding errors, and they one of the ways that like mushroom blocks have been able to break stuff, and like dark oak tree, like there have been bamboo, whenever that was added, that was able to punch through bedrock. What do you call it? Those nether woods and stuff. There have always been, like, whenever they add plants, they always forget to code it correctly, and it just bam, you just punch through bedrock with it. One, two, three, four. I assume you're hoping to be able to just break it and not collect it, because that mining transfer stuff that people used to do doesn't work either. So. People used to be able to do this thing called mining transfer, where they would start mining a block and then like use a piston to push them over to bedrock, and it would glitch and transfer their mining progress of the other block. They would be doing like obsidian or something. And so, like, however much progress they've made of the obsidian would be transferred to the bedrock, and it just like 1 or 2 more punches would break it, and the bedrock would drop. But that's been patched out quite a while. I have been so sleepy today. I don't know what happened to me. And I know what happened. I stayed up late last night doing streamer bot things, but I feel like it was worth it because I just pushed one button and went live on YouTube and Twitch with no problems. I was able to like add thumbnails and like descriptions and the whole works. It was so nice. Nice we all just learned something together. That is 100% what I like to be doing. Is learning things and other people to be learning things. I mean, I'm not an expert on everything. I will fully admit to that. In fact, I'm not an expert in most things. So anytime I can science something, I'm down. Okay, so I think I finished both. Oh no, I didn't. Let's just pillar up, right? Let's do a real quick head count. Okay, so we did that one, and we did that one, and we did that one. We did that one, and we did that one, and we did that one. So this one is the one that goes next, right? Nice. Dealer's choice, left or right? Heavy for villagers. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that I'm an expert in villagers, but I feel like I do pretty good. I would say above average, right? I like to read a lot, so. With snow from Snowman. Snowmen are awesome. Did you know that you can shear a snowman the same way you can shear a sheep and collect pumpkins? I guess we're going to go down this side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, I'm not even going to DVR these streams. I turned off DVR, so like it doesn't save them on YouTube. So if you don't come to my streams, you don't get to see it. I'm just going to quit saving this stuff. Maybe I will make a video about it when it's done, showing it off in a video. But yeah, I don't think anybody goes back and watches a stream that's not live. I certainly wouldn't, right? So I don't really see any point in DVRing them. I'm never gonna chop them up and edit them. I tell myself that lie. I go, oh, I'll go back and edit it later. I won't. Maybe I should dye some wool and use it to mark the done farms or mark the not done farms, and then collect the wool when it is done. Maybe. Just go get in your bed, bro. Don't know of any good bone meal moss farms for Bedrock. I don't know if there's any what I'd call good ones. I know there are quite a few. You could probably Google them on YouTube. I've never really made one, so I haven't looked into it too much. There's a lot of farms that I've never made, right? So like that's kind of one of the things I kind of want out of this world is that I can make all the farms and put my own stamp on them. And because I play on kind of a high-end device that I don't have to worry about, oh, it's so laggy. I don't have to worry about that. So it doesn't matter if I do, 1,100 villagers in a area. So I'm going to try to make all the farms. Because there's a lot of and I've gotten into redstone lately, which I call the devil's electricity. And that's why it's red, just so we're all clear. It's because it's the devil's electricity. There are days where if I look at the video and it goes 33 minutes, I'm like, ugh. So I know people are not watching a 3 or 4 hour stream if it's not live, right? If it's live, you can interact and talk with me, and we can talk about anything you want to talk about. And I might even start opening up like the voice channel and let people just get on here and talk if they want to, if they have a microphone. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make that like a channel point reward. Like if you have X amount of points, you can jump on and chat live. That would be kind of interesting. I mean, it has the total potential to be like a complete disaster, right? But also awesome all at the same time. Because I don't think anybody does stuff like that, right? Where they just let randos jump on the mic and just say whatever. That could be kind of interesting. Maybe I'll turn it into a podcast. So if people want to maybe I'll just stream every night, and then if people want to jump on and like podcast style interviews, and that would be kind of cool, I think. Self-filling there is avoided and lost as one, and you can pick how much goes into the collection chest. Breaking it to some glitchy time. I don't think it's a good idea to be able to collect bedrock. Yes and no. I mean, I guess it has its uses, and if people want to collect bedrock, then okay. And if people don't want to collect bedrock, that's okay. I'm not here to tell people how to play. As long as everyone that is playing in a world agrees to the rules and everyone abides by those rules, then I don't have a problem with anything, right? You want to have withers and bedrock and all kinds of wild stuff, I'm not here to stop you. But I also don't really want to play in that kind of world either, so. Change the repeaters. It is just timings. Let's see. Water level timings are broken on bedrock for most of bone meal. They mostly make cobblestone bars. Yeah, it like bedrock is so timing dependent on a lot of the things. Like because like I've made stone generators that sometimes they make stone and sometimes they make cobblestone, depending on how laggy the server is that day or whatever. Like it is very much a timing issue as far as stone generation. Yes, wanted a large quantity bone meal farm to supply my tree farm. Man, that is something I have never really gotten into is tree farms. They make me want to say words that would get me demonetized. Not that I am monetized, but somehow further demonetized than I am currently here on YouTube. They would somehow figure how to charge me. That's how much demonetization they would do. Is I would have to pay to stream. So yeah, tree farms make me sad. I guess is the right word. Sad is the right word. I never have fully understood all of the mechanics. I was on me and some friends of mine, like Dr. Jan Cyan, maybe some of y'all know him, and OrTV and people like that. We were in a world we were doing something stupid because that's what we do, and we were gonna go find a mansion the old-fashioned way, right? Like with a map. We were gonna just do it that way. We weren't gonna look at chunk base. We weren't doing any of that. We probably once a year do that, right? Just because it's so dumb and it takes like 6 hours. And at the end of it, we were just kind of screwing around, and we were talking about trees. And one of them said you can't plant birch trees next to each other, and I'm like, you sure can. And like we were like bone meal them and stuff, and we figured out that like if you plant them too close together, they won't grow unless the one that previously grew was short or tall. I don't remember which one it was, but there are two different heights of birch trees, and depending on which one you get first might stop that sapling that's like one block away from growing. Isn't that stupid? So you can plant them one block apart and they will grow, but only if the first one to grow is a certain height. The tree mechanics are wild. Zero tick kilt farm to bone meal. I think that is one that I have seen people say is patched out, and I have seen people say that it's not patched out. So. Where did that villager go? Did he fall off? Did you fall off like a giblet head? He did fall off. Oh, I hate you so much. Bro, that is the most giblet-headed move that has ever happened. What are you doing with your life? You need to get your life together, bro. I don't know if you need Jesus or I don't know what you need, but you need something. You need to get your life together. One layer of water in an ocean biome and then a kill chamber. I don't know what you're talking about now. What is this kill chamber stuff about? Did I miss something? What are we killing with chambers? I feel like I missed a message or two. I can't believe that giblet-headed villager fell off. When ChatGPT and SWA could generate a fully detailed 3D CAD model of the World Trade Center Tower 3, and it can't. Yeah, ChatGPT is... It's the most famous AI model, but it has some serious limitations, especially if you're using like the free version. JC plays, Dara. Come on, Dara, you're better than that. JC plays. What the? JC plays. You shouldn't even admit to watching that. I'm sad for you, Dara. I'm sorry. I'm sad for you. Go get in the boat, bro. I hate when it rains, man. Villagers do dumb stuff. Can't tell if it's day or night. Ooh, fish farm is a pretty decent idea. Hey, you said it, not me. I like Wings of End. That guy's a wild man. Wings of End, dude, he is a gangster. I've never seen anybody that loves to mine more than me. That dude is a mining freak. That guy is a freak of nature when it comes to mining. Wings of End, dude, that guy is a freak of nature when it comes to mining stuff. Holy crap, that dude is an absolute beast. Like, I like to mine, but not as much as him. See, if I had just made it to that little green mark right there, I could have brought them other villagers up to that point right there. Man, if I'd have just made it a little further. The rain makes the villagers act crazy. They run around during it and stuff. Yeah, fish farm is a pretty decent idea for it. But if you are really into redstone, you can do stone generator to like moss blocks and all that. You can do all that stuff. Most of them are a positive bone meal output. But yeah, fish farm is a pretty decent idea. Oh, that's what the ocean and then kill chain. Okay, yeah. I'm back on with the plan now. I had a brain moment there for a second. I hate when it rains. I should go figure out how to turn rain off permanently. The only good time it rains is when I'm making a ridiculous villager rain witch project. Then I love rain. I'm like, oh, I love rain. The problem is that I can't tell where we are in the day-night cycle. I could go make a clock. I understand. But I'm not going to. Because I don't have very much gold. It takes gold and redstone. Right? Isn't that right? Gold and redstone for the clock? I'm just going to stand here and wait till these villagers get in bed. Then I'm going to finish moving them. Man, 10:49. This might be the last set of villagers we move for tonight. Then it won't be vanilla. Leave it alone. Nobody likes. Yeah, I'm not going to turn it off. I was just kidding. If I was going to change anything about this world, right, and make it non-vanilla, I would add a single speed horse, right? I would, because I don't agree with how Mojang patched that little glitch out where people were making really fast horses. I loved that. It was such a charming little bug that like didn't break the game. It didn't really affect people if you didn't go do it. Like it wasn't, and they were just like, nope, patch. Like I swear to God, they're as bad as the NFL, right? Mojang is as bad as the NFL, the no fun league. I don't have a crafting table. Where would I get a crafting table at? I'm pretty sure the clock is redstone and gold. 11, 12. I'm almost certain that's correct. Gold and redstone. Y'all see, can't make it. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up these and move them in the rain. The last one for tonight. Since tonight's went so well, maybe I'll stream tomorrow night. Maybe I will work on the channel point stuff. I have some like stuff I need to do in the day tomorrow, so no chance of daytime streams tomorrow, Sunday. I have some daytime stuff to do. Maybe we will look up how to make a clock when we get done moving these villagers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll do it right now, but we're you know, it's nighttime. Don't fall off. Don't do something stupid. Man, they make me so nervous when they run at you like that, because they will 100% run into you and then fall off the side. Some people claim especially that most worms but don't compare to Rufus' ultra complex most worms are the ones with this huge, scary, complex spaghetti reform. There is something to be said for simplicity. I highly recommend that people build simple farms that they understand. Like you should just figure out how much of something you need, right? And build that size of farm. So if you don't need 10 billion bone blocks or whatever, then don't build a 10 billion bone block farm. If you, because like, okay, like let's say you build this farm right here, right? I'm building this farm because I like building it. But think about how long it's going to take to build this versus how long I could just AFK at a regular little bitty farm. And all the iron I could make, you know, is AFKing at a regular size village. Because it's why the turning villagers into witches and then grinding them up into redstone isn't worth it, because you can just build a witch hut farm so fast that all of those hours that you spent building this ridiculous, you know, witch farm, you could have just AFK'd it at that witch hut and made that much. Because like I built this ridiculous thing that took 40-50 hours to build, and it only made like 2.5 times what a witch hut would make. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I mean, like it. So like it's never going to be worth it because of the time that it takes to build. So sometimes overly complex farms are actually slower if you have to calculate in the materials and the time it takes to build and all these things. It's like a return on investment, right? Is what it's called. So if it takes you 100 hours to build something, but it isn't 100 times faster, then it isn't worth it. And you would have to use it for 100 hours to even make it worth it. Also, did you go down the wrong side again? I did go down the wrong side again. I marked the other side, but I came down this side because my villagers were already sitting on this side. It's more like I marked the wrong side. So yeah, there is something to be said for building giant farms, You know, if you enjoy building them, or you just need a massive amount, or like let's say you're on a really busy server or something, and that's something you're always gonna need, then yeah, that makes sense. But if you're a single player, you got to think about how long does it take to gather those materials, how long does it take to build, how long does it, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I didn't even make sure that guy linked to that bed. Oh, there he goes. He linked. Good, get in your bed, bro. So sometimes a mega farm is just not worth it. All right, let's. I guess we could go look and see what it takes to make a clock, because that actually might make our lives a little better. Ah, just like I thought gold and redstone does. Yeah. It was just right across, and I knew I'd already put one there. Is the me pumping from Discord? Oh, what's up? What's up? Hates life. That's a interesting YouTube handle. It's probably from Discord. Do I have a replace all workstation of every iron firm? Do you have to replace all the workstations of every iron firm? I don't. Well, I'm building this in a slightly different manner than I've ever built them before. But I'm assuming you mean like after an update or something. Sometimes that they get scrambled. So yeah, you would need to go and reconnect all the workstations, but not the beds. You would just leave the beds how alone and just do each village's workstations. But yeah, I mean it's become rarer and rarer to need to do that. But I mean, I guess it does still happen occasionally. The output of the clock shows the time that it is. Yeah, you can actually hold it in your offhand, I think. I believe you can hold the clock in your offhand. Let's go make a clock. We'll find out. It's almost 11 anyways. I'm old. I don't like to stay up too late. It's probably midnight on the East Coast, and it's probably like 9 o'clock on the West Coast of the U.S. And it's probably about 5 a.m. Europe. Europe. And that would make it like 6 a.m. Swedish. Eastern Europe. So you don't have to make the clock, just look it up. I did, I looked it up. 4 gold and 1 redstone. But I think you can hold it in your hand. In like your offhand, that way you would be able to see it the whole time. So like when it's raining, I'd be able to use it to know what time of day it is. I'm pretty sure that's right. So I'm gonna make one. I mean, it's just 4 gold and 1 redstone. It's not the end of the world. I'm rich. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I not have a single redstone dust? I need to break up a block just to. We're about to find out if you can put it in your offhand, right? No! What a fail! Oh, that is such a fail. Oh, I'm so sad now. Now I'm gonna need an item frame. Jesus Christ, this has turned into a cluster, hasn't it? This has turned into one of those things. How could you not hold that in your hand? That seems like an obvious one, Mojang. Okay, that and this back in here. Man, I consider that a failure by Mojang. That is not our failure. We're gonna put this one on Mojang. So cover and silent show a simple from these says gives you 22,000 bone meal per hour. I mean, the farm works probably. I mean, I don't watch his content because I don't watch a lot of Minecraft content, but chances are it works. I don't. I mean, that number may and or may not be accurate. I don't know. So use your own judgment. I mean, it's probably somewhere around there. A lot of people like to use the YouTuber numbers, like where they just boost it a little bit, you know, or like they use like the best hour instead of an average. So who knows, right? Use your own estimates. Man, I'm so disappointed you can't hold that in your offhand. I mean, I guess I could hold it in my main hand, right? Because it does still work in your main hand. It shows the same time as it does in my hand, but I was really hoping that I could hold it in my offhand. Welp, whatever. Right there. You see, it is right there. So that would be half. That's like a quarter, which is what it shows, right? So quarter, and then straight up would be half, and then 3/4, and then nighttime, right? That's kind of interesting, right? See, it shows the square. The square is here, and then as it slowly goes around. That is kind of cool, I think. And it does work in your hand. It just doesn't work in the nether. And I thought you could hold it in your offhand. Well, what are you going to do, right? Let's go ahead and get these guys in position. It's 11:01. I'm going to move these guys, and then I guess we're going to wrap it up. In my private world, I'm currently setting up farms, each in their own location, rather than building industrial districts, and farms are regular size and simple. I highly recommend that people don't build a bunch of complex farms together. I know that people think that they are using the best time management, right, by AFKing multiple farms at one time. And there are some farms that are compatible together, but it's just so much better experience. It's like if you're in your own private world, do whatever you like, right? Just go nuts, put 12 ticking portals in one chunk. I don't care. Just go ham. But if you're on servers and realms and things, man, spreading things out and AFKing only one type of farm and doing all these things can just make the experience so much better for everybody. I highly recommend that. I see a lot of people building these trading halls, and I'm guilty of this too, where they put like 80 villagers in a trading hall, and they, of course, make it spawn golems and things. But I'm like, man, with 80 villagers, do you know what I can do with 80 villagers? How much iron I can make with that? In the meantime, they're making 411 ingots, cramming all 80 villagers in one village. They should be making like 1,200 ingots. Yeah, so I guess we'll do this again tomorrow sometime. Same bat channel, same bat time, I guess. I don't know if it'll be as late. Probably, like I've been doing it at like 8 p.m., but maybe I'll start at 7 p.m. Central. I don't know, 7 to 11, 8 to 11. I don't know. It'll be sometime. But I am going to get out of here. Everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for helping me out, keeping me paying attention to what I'm doing. Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate it. All right, later. Let's go there.